Hello, and welcome to Love Seen Heard. It's me, Dee Star. How are you all doing tonight? Hope everybody's good on this Friday evening. I've been contemplating all day whether to go live or not, but I thought it was some pretty interesting things that happened today. And I just left from kicking it with Courtney's live where she was talking about Team Nene. So, hey, she's going to be putting up posts all weekend about Nene because she has been vindicated since Kenya pretty much went live for nothing to really promote her spa and not tell what everybody wanted to hear. But that is neither here nor there. So, hey, Hill 75, welcome. You can listen in the bushes. I'm not really, I don't have a whole lot of topics, but I just want to come on and go live and talk to whoever's out there tonight and see what you all are up to tonight. So today I'm not doing much. I worked all day. I didn't really feel like doing a lot. So I'll probably get out tomorrow and do some more stuff. Hey, Courtney. All right, stay in them bushes, girl. I just talked about your live with Nene because we team Nene all weekend. I'm good with that. So and matter of fact, what Courtney talked about this morning is something I wanted to talk about because I listened to Courtney and really start getting into that. Yes, please, thank you, Courtney. Please hit that like button when you're coming in, or you can hit it before you leave, whichever way you want to do it. And if you haven't subscribed, of course, please subscribe. But I was thinking about what Courtney was talking about this morning. We were on her live and she brought up the Young Thug case. And when I tell you today was just as much many antics as it has been all week. However, it really got to me today because I was thinking the prosecutor, she didn't really seem like she has been like she was seasoned to me. Like a lot of the times I have looked at the case, she didn't seem like she knew what she was doing. She was kind of stumbling a little bit at times. One day she cried because she was so frustrated. But when I tell you today was the best testimony. Today, I'm trying to pull up one of those. Oh my goodness, one of the streams that showed today's trial. That lady, all this time, he was saying how, he didn't know. I can't recall. I can't this. I can't that. But today, he couldn't backtrack the way he's been doing all week. She made him stand on business. When she showed him in the interrogation room, I think that shut him down where he really didn't know what else to say anymore because he kept saying he don't know, he can't recall, he can't recollect. Oh, she made him remember today. She made him remember today. So Kicking It with Courtney says that let me see. she was only appointed because she is the DA's protege. Okay, I got you. But I didn't think she was skilled enough because the way he was talking to her the whole week, and it just seemed like she wasn't on her game. But today, either the last night she practiced or she got to a good talk to by the superior, something happened. Because today she brought out the big ones on him. And when I say he was stuck like Chuck, he had to admit some things that I know he did not want to admit in that courtroom today. Such as she asked him, "Do you remember saying that you was gonna pow pow young thug?" I was like, "What?" Do she understand that these are street dudes and this street mentality? Do she understand what she's asking him? And all week he's been saying, "I can't recollect, I don't know." Today, she made him tell it. He said, "Yeah, I said it. I said it. It was people in my ear. It was this, it was that. Yeah, I said it." I was like, "Oh my goodness." The first thing I thought about was he can't walk the street no more. That was street code right there. She really got him to say that he wanted to do something to Young Thug. I could not believe that came out today. That was crazy. Then when they talked about him having a pow pow at the gym, he said he was exercising, the bag was there, but of course he said it wasn't his or whatever. But then once he got into the interrogation, he ended up telling on himself that that was the or somebody told that was the pow pow that he was. I was like, this is unreal. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the defense next week. Courtney said just wait until next week. Thug's lawyer will get his chance with Lil Woody. Fireworks popping next week if the judge don't intervene. Yes, when I tell you, and then Courtney said, "I told y'all that case will have you hooked." Today I could barely work. Like yesterday, I watched it too, and it was a few things, but he just kept every time she asked him a question, he was kind of, "I don't recall, I don't recollect." Why you keep asking me? He was getting a little hostile. He was talking a little crazy to her. Everything. Today, she made him say what he was planning on doing to Thug. The fact that he was trying to protect his family, so he had to do what he had to do. He went and got the pow pow. Okay, said on YouTube. All of that was crazy. So I'm so curious on how the defense is gonna question him next week because he was he was just doing too much. He was doing too much. And he said everybody was in my head, people coming to me telling me stuff, and they told me Thug wanted to give me, he going back and forth. I'm like, whoa, this is some real true. It's like we sitting inside of the movies, but it's reality of how this street stuff do. Because I'm not a street person like that. I know some back in the day, not no more, because I'm older now. I don't even get out like that. But back in the day, you hear things, you see things, but to see it in the courtroom, yes, Courtney, he cracked. He definitely cracked today. When she pulled out, it was like when she pulled out that laptop and showed him in the interrogation room, it went downhill from there. She said he is the reason the case is where it is for real. Well, it's about to be interesting next week. It's about to be real interesting next week. So I can't wait. I want to get Courtney up here, but I know she's doing some things because I want to talk with her about it. But that's just a little bit of it, and maybe next week we'll be talking about it some more. Courtney says him telling in 2015, right? He was snitching and snitching. Then he talking about, well, I was just saying whatever could get me up out of there because they trying to arrest me. But you was snitching or you was lying. Either way, it's gonna be the same when it come across to the ears of your so-called friends, because one of them was supposed to be his boy that he said was pow-powing at him. It's crazy. All that stuff was crazy. Okay, so moving right along. Another thing, I was listening to Caramel Real this morning. Shout out Caramel Real. I was listening to her this morning, and she talked about this girl who car got repossessed with her 11. Well, before I start, Courtney said something else. She said, I could try to join you from my phone. I have an Android. Hopefully it won't echo. No, Courtney, no. You do what you're doing. We'll get back on this next week. I just wanted to bring it up because I've been tripping off of it all day and I ain't have nobody to talk to about it. So I just want to bring it up now. But we'll let's have a good conversation next week where we can really talk about it, because maybe more details will come out too. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Welcome. So I was saying that Carmen Real this morning was talking about how this girl, her car got repossessed. She was taking one child to the daycare, and I guess she left the baby in the car. The baby was only 11 days old. Her car got repossessed while she was in the daycare with the baby in it. Okay, let me just pull up some footage because I found it on a news channel here. I remember seeing it, but it also made me think about another story that kind of happened to me, and I wanted to share that too. So let me pull up the story, and then I want to play it for you guys so you can hear exactly what happened, and then we'll talk about it some more. So let me share this screen because I was like, I really, this caught me so off guard. So let me, hope you all can see it because I can't see. Okay, yeah, I can see. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back.
On a story we brought you this week, a car repossessed with a 7-day-old baby inside. Arla DeSantis joins us after talking to the mother of that child, who recounts the moments she thought her daughter had been kidnapped.
That's right. Sabria Miles has had a roller coaster week and a half. Just 11 days ago, she had her baby girl, Adrienne. 7 days later, she thought that child was being kidnapped.
Cities around to possible kidnapping in progress.
Sabria Miles left her week-old baby in her car just for half a minute to drop her other toddler off at daycare. When she turned around, she saw someone driving off with the vehicle and child.
From 323 East Riverside, where someone stole a female's Ghost car with a newborn inside.
Another mother helped Miles follow the car down the street. It would be several agonizing minutes before the two were reunited.
I couldn't talk. I was just too frustrated and I was crying. I carried my baby for 9 months and now I lost her.
Police say the newborn wasn't kidnapped. A repo man who'd come to take Miles's vehicle had mistakenly driven off with the child still inside. Miles says she had no warning the car was being repossessed.
We talked about the situation of what I'm going through and everything, and he sounded understandable and everything else.
Now, though, the new mother is left without a car. Her children's car seats and her cell phone are still inside the repossessed vehicle, too.
Even think about the humanity of repossessing a car at a daycare. I would have been livid had a dealer done that in my parking lot.
Local lawyer and daycare owner Tanisha Carruthers says seeing the mother's story earlier this week tugged on her heartstrings. Since then, she's been trying to raise money to get Miles back on her feet.
What I know is that with the right resources, with the right community support, we have the ability to completely change the trajectory of a family's life.
Miles says she learned from the experience. Police say, though, that there was no negligence on her part.
I've been a mom since I was 15 years old. And this is the first time that anything like this has ever happened to me. And I won't let it happen again.
Now, police say no charges will be filed for anyone in this incident. Carruthers has set up a GoFundMe to raise money for a new car and a few baby items for Miles and her child. The link to access that is available on our website.
So what do y'all think about that? This girl has Hold on, I'm still playing it in my ear, and it's gonna drive me crazy. So anyway, thank y'all for being patient. But what do you think about that? So she goes to drop off her child at the daycare. First of all, why did she leave the baby in the car? That was the first question. But then the second question is, why would they just drive off in a car in such a hurry and didn't notice that a baby is in the back seat? That is so crazy. That is so crazy. And then when she mentions that she's been a mother since she was 15, I mean, my heart went out to her because I'm thinking, a lot of that was immaturity too, why she left the baby in the car like that. But what it did, it triggered an experience that I had some years ago that I hadn't even thought about again until I saw that this morning on Caramel Rail's show when she talking about it. Um, Let me see. Courtney says, them people don't check to see if the car is empty. Right. He was so in a hurry just to grab the car that he didn't even pay attention. It's really sad. But one thing I thought about, I remember I don't even know how long ago it was, because I don't think my daughter was born and she's 12 now. So I'm thinking this was before she was born. I was going to the store and we had like a plaza. It had like it was a food land, it was a beauty supply store, it was a dollar store, and like one of those Simply Fashions or City Trends, something like that, in that plaza. So the plaza was always busy. It was always a lot of people there. So I remember this day I pulled up in front of this car, and as soon as I pulled up, the alarm started going off. And I was thinking, did I hit it? Because why did this alarm start going off on the car just automatically when I put it in park? So I'm like, okay. But then as I'm sitting there, I'm about to get out, and I start hearing this screaming from this I mean, screaming, bloody, I can't say it on YouTube, but the baby was screaming. She had to be between, I want to say 3 and 5. I can't really remember, but I know she was little. She was little. So it was summertime. It was hot. So I'm sitting in my car trying to make a decision. And I said, well, maybe since the alarm is going off, her mother will come out, hear the alarm and come out. What about the mama pushed the button for the alarm to go off and did not come outside? So now this girl is screaming to the top of her lungs. The alarm, she must have hit it from inside the store to turn her car alarm off and stayed in the store wherever she was. So I'm thinking to myself, I can't leave this baby like this. I was like, I know I probably should call the police, but my first thought was to calm the baby down first because she's a baby. I mean, any child to me is a baby. I mean, you don't leave any kid in the car. So, to see this little girl in the car all by herself, screaming and hollering, my first thought was just calm the baby down first before you do anything else. So this lady walks by and she's going off. Whose car is that? I said, I don't know, but this little girl is screaming and I just need to calm her down. So I walked close to the car and the windows were cracked because it's summertime. It was hot. It was hot that day. She had the windows cracked. So I'm telling the little girl, please, just calm down. I'm not going to touch the door. And I told her, do not try to open the door because the alarm will go off again. Because I think that's what happened. The alarm went off and it scared her really bad. So I said, don't open the door. Don't try to open the door because the door is locked. I'm not going to open the door because I don't want to scare you. But I just want you to calm down. So I was talking to her, trying to calm her down. Hey, April, October. I was just telling a story about something that happened a while back. And I told her, just calm down. Your mom will be here soon. And I was just kind of talking to her. I did not ask her name because I didn't want to, to me, stranger danger is real. And I don't want to be that person to invade on somebody's child, and what you may or may have not taught them. But all I kept thinking is about me personally. I need to be the one to watch this child and make sure she's safe until whatever happens. So the other lady, she's going crazy. She's mad about it. She's like, I'm about to call the police. I was like, do what you want to do. I'm just calming this child down. So a little bit late, it seemed like we was out there for forever. You know how things go. When something is happening, it seemed like this time just flies by for some reason, but it really probably was only 10 to 20 minutes, maybe. I don't even know. So next thing I know, this girl walks up. She's holding a little boy, and she was like, thank you, you know. So the other lady was like, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, they cussing each other out. They going out. And so when they finished, the lady was like, I was about to call the police. You should be in jail. You should have never left that girl in that car by herself. You know, she just going crazy. So when the other lady stopped and she ended up walking on, so I told her, I said, look, you know, I really, really want you to understand how dangerous it was for you to leave this child in the car by herself. This girl, I don't know what was going on, but when I pulled up, she was screaming to the top of her lungs, which let me know she was terrified. And she was really trying to get out of the car. And I didn't want her to run out of the car because, you know, it's a big parking lot. Cars are coming everywhere. This is a little bitty girl. All I could see her running out and somebody hit her or somebody take her, whatever the case. You know, I was thinking of everything. So I'm talking to her, and she probably was in her early 20s or something. And I'm saying to her, you know, this was very dangerous. That lady really wanted to call the police on you. If she would have called the police, if they had come, they would have taken you to jail and taken your kids. That's just all it is to it. Because you put your child in a dangerous situation. She was like, I know, you know, I'll never do it again or whatever. And the little girl, she was so sweet. And she said, well, she was asleep. So I already had this baby and then I had to grab her. So I thought I could just run in the store real quick. And, you know, it was taking everything I had in me to stay calm because at the point where she realized she was wrong, well, she knew she was wrong when she left the child in the car. But I was just trying to reason with her to hopefully just know not to do this again, you know. So that story when Caramel Real, hey, the network specialist, how you doing? Welcome. When Caramel Real showed that this morning about the girl's car getting repossessed with her child in it, it triggered that story to come back up. Something that I hadn't even thought about in years. But it's just a dangerous place. And now it's even worse because we know of so many situations where children have been unalive by being left in a car, in a hot car, and you can't get them out or whatever the case may be. So that was just, you know, one of those situations, and that was really dangerous. So I I just remember that I think it had to be before I had kids because I was really upset about it. And I kept thinking to myself, if I ever have a child, I would never leave my child in the car or allow people to leave my child in the car. So, you know, that's just one of those things. Just a little story time I thought about. And I have so many of them, but we'll talk about it later. So, anyway, and let's see, other news for the day. Uh, if you know, you hear me on Courtney's lives in the morning. Sometimes I do talk about nastiness though a little bit, and I really haven't really wanted to get into that conversation so much. However, if you interested, please subscribe to Phone Calls from Prison, Real Talk Bougie. Both of them, they are really doing a lot with that information, getting the information. Pam, the law intellect, she talks about it a lot. All of them I'm subscribed to. V. Lenore as well. But today was epic. We've been listening to phone calls probably since I think the first time I started listening to these phone calls was probably in October of last year. And it's been so much that has happened. So I can't even recap it because it's so much. The only thing I could do if I ever want to really get into this story is to basically play some of the phone calls and discuss them because it's so much. But today, yes, April, October, She released the text messages. When I tell you that's a smack in the face to the side chick, because she thought that they were slick since the phone calls were getting released, the video calls have been released. They thought they were slick by being able to text on the iPad. Now, first of all, let me just ask y'all something. Why are we using our tax dollars so the inmates can have a darn iPad? First of all, that's what I want to know. If they are in jail without the bail, why they get to be on iPad? It's people out here in the free world can't even afford an iPad. How they get a free iPad and talk to whoever they want? Well, no, they do have to pay 5 cents a text, but still, it don't matter. That kind of bothered me. I was like, that's where my tax dollars going to, so they can afford to text people to get brand new iPads to talk on to whoever they want to, send emails, messages, and all that. When I tell you this is why people don't mind going to jail, I see now they get the good life. We out here working, struggling, doing all this stuff, and they get to be in jail, kick back on a free iPad, talking to whoever they want to. Okay, I digress. I just had to tell you. I went on a little tangent. Sorry about that. Y'all ain't used to me being like that. It's late. It's Friday night. This is me. But anyway, going back to the text messages. So there was this one particular incident where she was mad at him, and they were supposed to have quote unquote broke up because he was talking smack about her to his boys and his son. And basically he said she need to play her position. When I tell y'all phone calls from prison got the text messages of their conversation, it's epic. Please, if y'all, you can't make the stuff up. I can't even tell the story good because it's so unreal. It is so unreal. She showed the text message of Shirley, giving him Bible scriptures and he's telling her, thank you for allowing me to be the man. What? To a criminal? Okay. Anyway, so that's a good story. If you ever want to dive in, go to Phone Calls from Prison. She got a whole playlist, girl, start from the beginning to the end. You will not be able to stop listening. April, October seems like you know about it, so you know. Yet she said it's a lot. April, October said it's a lot. I wonder if this will be on Tubi. Let me tell you. Do you remember the fool said he want to make his own movie of his life? And do y'all know he said he want Denzel Washington to play him? Who do he think he is? It's hilarious, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. And when you watch it, please turn on closed caption because you do not understand what he's saying a lot of times. Because I don't know if he got a 3rd grade or 4th grade education, but the way he talks is hilarious. Yes, April, October. Bye, boy, bye. Denzel is not interested. And then it was even funny because one time his friend Andre asked, it's a whole, look, y'all, it's already a movie. They got a whole cast basically with him, his friends, his son, the side chick, and his wife. It's a whole, they got all the characters in there for the making of a great movie. But one day he's talking to his friend. And his friend said, now you know Denzel is one of them A-list actors. Who gonna pay him all that money? I thought I was gonna die. He said, oh, well, that's what production is. That's what they do. They get the money together so they can make the movie. So his mind is really focused that he's gonna have his book out and then his movie out, and Denzel is gonna play the starring role. We all gonna wait on that, okay? So, but anyway, if you want to get into it, get into it. So let me see what else. Oh, Courtney kind of talked about a little bit on her live just a little bit ago. So if you haven't subscribed to Courtney, which most of everybody here has, because I see everybody in the same chat. So, hey, but if you haven't seen her live from the night, she's talking about Team Nene because we all got duped by Kenya today. I'm like, I'm sitting on the Silver Live and we all waiting for this live that Kenya has never really done. I've never really heard of anybody talking about Kenya going live. So she's going live and she got a time on it and everything. And then she goes live to say absolutely nothing that everybody want to hear. So that was a waste, but she did promote herself, so that was good. She did make me want to go to the spa. I mean, whenever I'm in the Atlanta area, I guess I'm gonna have to check it out. But it was just like, are you serious? So you just gonna leave everybody hanging like that when you know what the talk is and you understand that we all thinking, really believing that you are suspended indefinitely, but you're gonna go on here and talk about the spa. Oh, okay, girl, whatever. Hey, Miss Main Event, welcome, welcome. We're just talking. I ain't really have a lot to talk about. I want to go live, catch up. I know these last 2 weeks I really haven't been going live a lot, and the YouTube streets has been draining. So I've been, kind of picking and choosing where I go and who I talk on their panels or their, get in the chats or whatever. So, I'm hoping that things will die down soon. So it go back to business as usual. I mean, I'm gonna be at business as usual, but whatever everybody else do, that's them. I'm very new, so I'm not trying to be in the stuff. Even though I'm a new content creator, I've been on YouTube for years. So a lot of these content creators that are going through all of these things, I watched them start. So it's really difficult for me because some of them I have talked to, as far as being on their panels and being in their chats, so I would love to look at their content or whatever. So it's kind of weird to me that all of this stuff is going on, but it seems like this is a every summer thing, just being honest, because last summer it was crazy too. I had to unsubscribe to a lot of people. It was just a lot. So I decided that I'm only going to go as the Silva always say, because this is my favorite saying from her, and I don't care. Go where you celebrate, not where you tolerate it. I remember the first time I heard her say that, I kept that in my mind because I was like, that is the honest truth. You cannot go nowhere where it's so much drama and toxic energy that when you get off, you are more drained than when you came on. And so for me, I just feel like YouTube is a place for entertainment. Really, that's really what it is. You make your content, you get off, you go home, you do whatever you do in your personal life. But the YouTube is not for us to hash out our personal differences. It just don't make sense to me. So I just want to say thank you for coming over here, and I hope that I can really give out that safe and positive energy because I like to have fun and be goofy, and this is fun for me. I love to talk, so hey, why not? So, anyway, I'm trying to think. It was something else that I saw today because I was trying to work and I was getting mad at my job. I need my job, but I was mad because I really wanted to be in the YouTube streets. It was so much going on, and then I'm listening to the court case with Young Thug all morning, so that was so interesting today. I'm trying to see if anything else happened today. I think that was basically it for today as far as hot topics. Anybody else see anything interesting, or if anybody want to come up, you say hello. I don't want to stay on for a long, long time, but hey, I always like a good time. I know Tasha K is on right now, and I like to watch her on Fridays. But I said, you know what? Today I gotta learn to not always just give to all the other content creators, but try to do some stuff for my own platform. The network specialist says my favorite saying from De Silva is "You teach people how to treat you." Words I have always lived by. Yes, that is a powerful saying because it's the honest truth. And a lot of things, if you've really been paying attention through all the toxic stuff that has happened this week, there's been a lot of lessons and a lot of gems that's been dropped too. One thing that I learned this week, I mean, it's not anything that I didn't already know, but it just kind of really hit me this week was when you watch people and you see how they treat other people when they're upset, don't think they won't treat you the same way. That was powerful because it is so true. If a person is mad and when they are mad, they get real nasty and say some real nasty, low, just low things to a person to try to really hurt them, you got to watch that person because they'll, when they get mad at you, they're going to do the same thing. And I caught that a lot this week. And I was like, whoa, I didn't look at that person that way, but it kind of made me look at them a little differently. So that, that was one thing that I really took from this week. Yes, in April, October, I talked about that a little bit earlier about Little Woody. Wasn't that crazy today? That court case is off the chain. I was saying how all this week, when Courtney had talked about on her live, and then I was kind of watching it a little bit myself, I was thinking, this prosecutor, she don't know what she doing. I was wondering, is she gonna get to the meat of everything? Because she was asking these questions, he was playing her to the left. He kept saying, that, hey, Aunt Debbie, welcome. How you doing tonight? Um, he was kind of playing her and saying he don't understand, he don't remember, he don't recollect. He was saying all kind of stuff. But today, April, October, what you think about when she showed him that laptop of him in that interrogation room, and then she put it out there that he said that he was going to unalive Thug. What you think about that? I said, oh my goodness, it's some real street stuff. Like, I know it is, but today it really made sense that this is some real street dudes that we're talking about right here. And then he talked about how he said that things was all in his head, people's in his head. Okay, she says, April, October said, CC said something similar. I can't remember verbatim, but basically the same thing Cat Williams said about things, people being revealed. Yes. So you think about, she brought him back all this week. I can't recall, I can't recollect, he just kept playing her. When she showed him that picture of himself, first of all, what happened to his hair? Because he had a full head of hair in 2015. Now okay, that's neither here nor there. Let me get back to the subject. But anyway, he was like saying that, she said, did you say that you was gonna unalive Thug? And he said, yeah. I said, oh my goodness, do he know he gotta walk the streets? I don't know if they got him in protective custody. I don't know, but this is some real street stuff. And then when he was talking about, all the dudes was getting in his head, and how when he got taken to the interrogation room, he was telling the police anything just to let them know, just so they could let him go, and he didn't care. So basically, what it came down to, for all those who didn't look at it, and please go back and watch, who was it? Lead attorney. I was watching him today. I've been subscribed to him for a long time too, but I hadn't been watching him that much like I used to. But since he was streaming the case and Courtney talked about it, made me go back to him. But if you go back, look at the almost the end of the day, because he basically was snitching. He's saying, well, I was saying whatever I had to say just so they could let me go. But do you realize you're saying you're snitching on your boys, making it seem like they've done these things just so you can get off? Either way, that's not a good look, sir. I was like, what is he doing? He had lost it. She broke him after this whole week. April, October said, I missed some of what he said, but I did hear him say he lied. He's crooked. He's crooked, but he messed himself up. April, October said he's stressing. His hair wants no part of the drama. For real. That's facts. And then she said, Woody can't be trusted. That's facts. Because he basically said, okay, so let me just say this, because you got to go back and watch the whole stream from where the breakdown happened. But he said that he was just telling the police basically what they wanted to hear. That's what he was trying to say. Where he messed up is, so they were trying to pow him. Okay, that's what I got from it. He was in a car chase. Car pulled up with him, his kids, and girlfriend in the car or somebody. Some guys pulled out a pow and tried to unalive him. He's saying he never saw who it was. That's what he's saying, right? But then he says when he got in the interrogation, he said it was his boy that did it. What are you talking about? So regardless if he was lying then or lying now, you threw your boy under the bus and you said this in open court. This is crazy. You can't come back. Either way, he can't come back from it. Because even if he lied on his boy in 2015, his boy is on trial. Okay? Because of the stuff he said in 2015. The next thing is, even if you're lying, you saying you lied then and you're telling the truth now, your boy is sitting in court listening to you give this testimony. Either way, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I have never seen nothing like this. So if you haven't got into it, get into it, because next week it's the defense turn to talk to him and, you know, try to get some more information out of him. But this is crazy. April October said, I think he intended to snitch, but didn't think it would play out like this. I think so too. And I think when the judge was trying to figure out who told about the secret meeting, I don't know, but it seemed like he's been in touch with Thug's lawyer. It's just that he didn't think this would come out. So now he got to deal with this lawyer next week. I think he's the one that told that they were in the meeting. I don't know why, but I just feel like it was him because he's too unpredictable and you can't trust nothing he's saying. I mean, he feels like he's throwing people off, but really, either way, he's making himself look so bad. Either way, he is messed up. I don't know if they got him in protection or what, him and his family, but they're going to have to do something because it was crazy. It was just crazy. I can't even explain it. I'm thinking of so many things that I don't want to say on this open YouTube on Beyonce's internet because it's just too much. She said, April October said, who Woody told about the secret meeting. That's what I think. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened for sure because, of course, I have no idea. But somebody told their lawyer about that meeting. And because of the way he was trying not to say anything against Thug and he was trying to protect everybody. But at the end, he broke under pressure and he started telling some things that I know he did not mean to say. Like when he said that, yes, I was going to unalive Thug. I said, what? She said, did you say that? He said, yeah, I said it. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's why I think he was trying his best to say he didn't recall what happened because it is almost 10 years ago. It's 2024. That was 2015. So he was going good with what he was trying to say. Like he didn't remember. His mind was so messed up. It was so many things happening at that time. And all could be true. Because I can see if you got people on your head, you got a bounty on your head, whatever. You running for your life. You watching your back. You watching your kids. You watching your girl. You doing all these things trying to protect the household. But at the same time, you got the police on your back. Keep bringing you in for questioning because I don't remember how many times they had brought him in for questioning, but they brought him downtown for many times to question him about this case. So next week is going to be very, very interesting to see what the defense has to say. It's going to be a trip. So, but anyway, that was that. So I'm going to drop the link. If anybody want to come up and talk, I don't really have any much more than that. We talked about the debacle of Kenya fooling us today. saying that she was gonna talk and basically said nothing. I showed about the lady who got her car repossessed with the 11-day-old child in it, and um, she talked about being a mother since she was 15, and she really has fallen on hard times basically. So I don't know if you all saw in that news clip, but she was saying that the lady who was a daycare owner was doing a GoFundMe for her. I don't know if that played or not, but she was supposed to be doing a GoFundMe for her to try to get her another car because the girl lost her car and the car seats, and she didn't have the money to get the car back. So her cell phone, her car seats was still in the car. And so that lady that was also on the report, she was a local daycare owner, and she said she was going to help her with by doing a GoFundMe to, you know, try to help her. So, that was interesting. And then I talked about a little bit about nastiness, though, how now they got the text messages. And of course, now, April, October, was it you that knew about that case? Who was that was saying that about the case? Yeah, it was you. So April, October, remember they took the iPad away from him because he's not supposed to have any internet access. So I know Sonya it was kicking the air today when she saw those text messages appear. Because I think they thought they were safe on that end. And she said basically she got them all. Ooh, this is about to get crazy. So I dropped the link if anybody want to come up or just to chit chat or talk about some stuff that you saw today that you thought was interesting. I didn't really have a lot planned. I really just wanted to touch bases with you all and do what I love to do is talk and socialize. Um, I'm still working on my healthy initiative that is starting in July. I have 3 spots left because I'm trying to keep it small because this is my beta little program to get healthy physically and mentally. Get healthy and just, have a support group. I came up with the idea because I was thinking about when I used to be in Weight Watchers. I did that a long time ago and years ago. And the only thing I really liked about Weight Watchers, because I hated counting points. That did not work for me. I hated that with a passion. When I eat, I want to eat. I don't want to have to be saying, okay, if I eat this piece of bread, that's gonna be 8 points. But then this piece of chicken will be 3. I ain't got time for that. So but I did like the fact that we met once a week for encouragement. I didn't like that we used to weigh ourselves in front of people either. I didn't like that. So the concept of encouraging healthy lifestyle is what I really took from that. So that's what I kind of want to do going to I know we're on the second half of the summer. We're still in the first half, but going into the second half, people always talking about bathing suit season and all that. But I want to be on a healthy journey. I'm now in my 50s. I just turned 51 last month. So instead of me just, I want to have a cute body, of course. Everybody do. But I think when you start getting older, it started being more important about your numbers, your blood pressure number, your A1C number, your mental state. How is that? You start thinking more about your cholesterol. If you have any other problems with arthritis or any other things, sometimes we just need healthy support to stay on track with our health. So that's what I want to do. That's why it's a healthy initiative and not a diet plan because I don't want to do that. So I do have some things that I want to give out and I got a little program set up. So if you're interested and you haven't signed up with me already, please, please, please contact me at love seeing her Gmail. And if you have signed up with me and you have not send me an email, please send me an email because that's where all the information will come through is the email. So please do that as soon as you can so I can start sending out the information. But I am going to start it July 1st. So whoever, and it doesn't matter your weight, because it's not really, to me, it's not really about your weight as much as it is about being healthy. So I just want to put that out there because another thing that I have found that was kind of discouraging sometimes, I see a lot of people on YouTube and Instagram, and they're promoting their fitness, but they already got banging bodies. So I know they could get me there, but it's kind of like I really don't want to go up against that right now. I want somebody who's where I am, or trying to get there like I am. So, because sometimes when people are already there, they could be insensitive to other things. So, not that I want anybody to babysit me or anything like that, because I'm going hard for what I'm trying to do. But I just think that when you do more of a support group or encouragement, I think you just get more out of it. And if you sign up with me, you'll see what I'm talking about. So enough of that. Another thing, April October says, did anybody see Bad Boys? I saw it today. It's good. Really, April October. So tell me, is it good as all the other three? What is the storyline good? What's good about it? Let us know. Because I haven't seen it yet. I've been debating. So let me know. I don't really go to the movies a lot because honestly, if it's not a good movie, I will go to sleep as soon as the light cut off. That's how I know my age is catching up to me. Because if it's boring, it's just boring. And, and I got a 12-year-old, so sometimes we don't want to go see the same stuff. So my husband, most of the time we go to the movies, we end up going to see the cute little kids movie that she wants to see. So I'm wondering, how is it? Let us know. Anything else? Anybody else doing anything this weekend? You have plans? April October says, you know what? I can't remember the first one, but I think it was good as the others. Okay, okay. And usually, Will Smith does a lot of good movies. He usually do. I think like sometimes it's been a few movies I haven't cared for, but most of Will Smith, anything Will Smith is usually in, it's pretty good. My all-time favorite movie, I know people gonna think I'm crazy, but I love it. I don't care. Independence Day was my favorite movie of all time. Seriously, from Will Smith. I like the Bad Boy series and all of that, but it's something about Independence Day. I think that was the first time we realized that Will was kind of cute. Because, before that, he was just the first prince and he was kind of dorky and stuff. He was cool, but he wasn't really cute. He didn't really have sex appeal. But it was something about when he did Independence Day. Okay. I think it was in what, 91? I don't know. If it was in 91, I graduated in 91. Yes. So that was a long time ago. And I think I went to see the movie. It was somewhere in the 90s. And I remember going to see that movie and I was like, well, he kind of cute. I didn't never think that before that time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the Bad Boys franchise. So if you haven't seen the Bad Boys movie, get out and see it because they always want to get the big numbers the first few weekends to really get on the books. So that's cool. The first one was good. I like the first Bad Boys. To be honest, I hate to say this. I don't think I saw the last one. I don't think I did. I can't remember. I know I saw, let me see, this is the fourth one. I saw the first two. I don't think I saw the last one, to be honest. So now I probably have to go back to see the last one. Or does it matter? You answer that, April, October. Does it matter if you haven't seen the last one or not? Or will you be able to just get right in onto the storyline? Let us know so we'll know what we're getting into. But yeah, that's about it. We've been on almost an hour and I dropped the link. Nobody came up. Really don't have a whole lot of things to talk about. I do have some upcoming videos I've been working on. I'm going to drop them soon. So be looking out for that. I did put a review up of Tabitha Brown's popcorn. Oh my goodness. That popcorn was so good. Seriously. You know how, sometimes people say they stuff is good. You like, oh, okay. That's what you saying because it's your product. But and then I was mad because I ordered it. Let me just talk about this. So before we get into this healthy initiative thing, wait a minute. Let me see what April October saying. She said, yes, watch the third one before you watch the fourth one. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Aunt Debbie, come on up.
Hey, Dee Dee, how you doing, baby?
I'm good. I'm just having fun doing what I like to do, talk. So I was about to tell this story, okay? So, I'm trying to do the healthy initiative coming up in July, right? So I have this idea that I want to do vegan for the 30 days, like Tabitha Brown did. I was just thinking that. So I had saw one of her IG posts and she was talking about her food. It came out again. She was talking about food promoting or whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna order some of her food to see if it's really good, like she's saying it is. Because it's her food. So of course it's supposed to be good to her, but is it gonna be good for me? So I ordered I went to Target. I bought the jalapeno imitation sausage links. She has two kinds, and I'm gonna do reviews on both of them. And then she has two different kinds of ravioli. So I got those. Then I was looking for the popcorn. They didn't have the popcorn. So I went online and I ordered the popcorn online. And then I had my husband to do a pickup order of some other stuff that day at Target. I promise you, I ordered that popcorn. I'm gonna look at my phone. I'm gonna tell you right now, the day I ordered that popcorn, you will not believe this. I was like, this popcorn better be good because this is ridiculous. Every day I'm looking on my Target app trying to figure out where is my order because it seemed like it was never coming. I ordered it on May the 30th is when I ordered this popcorn and I just got it yesterday for the. Is that crazy or not crazy?
It seems like a lot of time, but you know, the way things go now, you get it when you get it. I guess you
Well,
know.
it was
Happens with
stuck in
things.
Georgia for since June the 4th. So
See
they
what I'm
they
saying?
they shipped it out on the 30th. Then it was stuck to June the 4th. And then all of a sudden it arrives yesterday. So I'm already like, I almost canceled the order, but I was like, no, I'm gonna just stick with what I was gonna do. I want to taste this, so let me taste it. Aunt Debbie, you remember we was talking about snacking and how we were talking
Hmm.
about eating a bag of chips and doing all that stuff?
Yeah.
I ate that whole bag.
Was that popcorn good?
It is not even a small bag. Let me see how many ounces on the bag. Because I had to say the bag. It's a 5-ounce bag and it's got a lot in the bag.
But is
Aunt
it
Debbie,
good?
it is so good. I did not share with my daughter or my husband. They better not touch it. I'm about to go buy me some more bags of it. It is crazy. I have
Don't
never
go back no
tasted
more. It's
popcorn
too
like it.
good. Don't buy no more. You done had a good
Oh,
time now. Let
goodness.
it go.
Let it go. Well, I'm
Let it
trying to
go.
get it all in so in July we can,
That's what I'm saying. Don't
do it
buy no
right.
more. Have a good time in June. You can have the bag now. Let it go.
Let it go and then I'm gonna listen.
Let
Let
it
it go.
go.
I'm gonna listen. So I did a review on it. So the review is on my page. And I was just like, man, no wonder it was worth the wait though. I ain't even mad about the wait no more. I forgot all about it. It took forever to come because it was so good. So I've tried the other things too. I'm gonna do a review on all of her foods. But honestly, when I think about doing vegan, I want a steak as soon as I think about it. So I'm really, really trying. I want to do this. I really want to do it just to try it. The 30-day challenge. Now I might not do it after that. I might still because I love eggs and cheese. Those are my two things that I really feel like I can't give up. But I'm gonna try it for 30 days. So we'll
Well,
see.
you can try, and if you don't agree, you can always go back. And if you like it, you can always stay. You know, it's your
Yeah,
choice.
that's true.
Mhm.
That's true. So I'm gonna try. We'll see. I'm gonna have your support anyway because we're gonna
You
get
got my
started in
support.
July, and I know you're gonna be telling me now. Didn't you say? I'm gonna say, okay, Aunt Deb, I heard you. I hear you. I know how you'll get on us. You'll let us know if we're doing what we ain't supposed to be doing, and I like that. I like that. So what you got going on tonight, Aunt Deb?
I was looking and I saw you. I said, let me go over here and support her. I know she talking some good stuff, so here I am. I'm right here. I don't go out much, and I don't go out at night. And the way things are, I wouldn't be. I'm in the house at night. When it get dark, I go in just like kids do.
I know that's right. That's how I am too. And plus I worked all week this week and been trying to be all up on YouTube at night. I'm tired by Friday. By
But and
Friday,
see
I don't
my
want to do anything.
And with my
So yeah.
pressure, I've been really had to stay in. I just got the medicine yesterday, and I got a lot of headaches, so I'm just in the house. So
Oh,
I'm in the house. I was out without my high blood pressure medicine, and they didn't
I
refill it
remember you
because they
saying
gotta
that.
have right. I don't have no more refills, so I'm trying to get myself together. But I've been looking at
Yes.
YouTube, and I've been seeing a whole lot of stuff. These people just do anything. Now I don't understand, Kenya, how you get caught up in some crap like that there, I just don't understand that. And she say that people messing with her shop. Well, I was on that lady live that day that she made an appointment and went to that shop, and it was
Hmm.
closed. It was
Oh,
closed.
what? It was
Yep,
closed?
yep. Michelle Brown, ATL. She went to the shop. Her and her friend, what his name, Josh or something. She had a
Yes.
appointment, and she went, and she wanted to get her hair done, and wasn't nobody in that place. It was closed.
Wow.
So she
So
told the truth
you
about that because I was on the live that day.
see Kenya, she
Uh-huh.
ought to be shamed. She's trying to play us though. I don't know who she may have a good PR team or something that's trying to spin this story to give it a different look since everybody's been talking about her this week. She's trying to take advantage of the press to, promote her salon or whatever. But she needs to talk about what everybody came to hear about this today when she was on that live. Talk
She
about
never, she
that she
never
might be
brought that
fired.
up.
She
Well, she
never
ain't
brought it
talking
up.
about that. She said she had to get 100,000 people, and I don't think she got it because she never talked about it. She
Right. And
laughed. She said, "Okay, I didn't get no 100,000 people," and she didn't tell us nothing. All
she
she
didn't
was
tell
talking
us
about
nothing.
that place. And girl,
Yep.
ain't about getting nobody no $400 to do their hair in her place.
Wait
It,
a minute. Is that what she said? I missed
she
that. She
didn't say
said
it, but
four
that's
hundred
what
dollars.
somebody said that they had how the chat. They say 400
Uh-huh.
for a watch. I ain't paying nobody that kind of money to do my hair. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no. Oh
But and to me,
no.
her shop didn't look like nothing. It
Well,
didn't look like no
actually,
high end place that you get that kind of money to. You paying for her name, and her name ain't that important for me to give her that kind of money. And
me neither.
my thing is this: you say you empowering women, but you're out here hurting them. I just don't get that. I don't
Right.
understand that. I can't figure that out. My brain not working right or something. I just don't get these people. And
Yeah, she's something else. Well, she's always been a mean girl, though. This is not nothing new for her. That's why I believed it when they first said it. I said I could see Kenya doing something like that. I hate to say it because I like her for what she do on reality TV, but I know she could be really messy and mean. So I'm not doubting that she didn't do it. I just believe she did. But there, Aunt Debbie, we gotta get back to something. I know you want to talk about that, but I gotta ask you a question.
yes, ma'am.
So, were you able to check your blood pressure? Cause I gotta keep up with that now. Cause I don't want you to be sick or nothing out here.
haven't checked it since I came from the doctor, but and they wrote it down. But what I did was I got my medicine yesterday. I came
Yes.
in and I ate, I took the medicine, and I've taken it today. I
Okay.
feel better, and I'm not lightheaded. I just got like a headache. I had a headache, but since I've taken the medicine, it's like a slight headache. And I do feel a
Okay.
little better, but I just want to make sure everything is good. And they're supposed to send a nurse out here to check it and make sure I'm good. So I'm trying to be ready because
Oh.
they be sending a mean lady over here, the mean man. Did you do
Uh-uh.
this? Did you do it? I be looking at her like, think you're talking.
Well, Aunt David, now you could get with her if you want to. I know you probably try to be nice to her, but
I
she
try.
better not mess with you too much because I know you can tell her like it is if you want to.
I be to run up out of here. She
I
be
know
just
that's right.
barking the door. I looked at her and told her, "Are you married?" She said, "No." I see why.
But she just trying to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's right. That's what it is. Let
That's
me
what
let
my
me read this. Let me read this one comment. April October, she said you can get mushrooms to replace the steak. Okay, so April October, I'm glad you said that because I have been on Instagram and I've been saving a lot of recipes from a lot of the vegan chefs that they show the different recipes of different things they're cooking, and a lot of them I am really ready to try. So some of my content next month is going to switch to that a little bit. I'm trying to think about what if I want to do it on this channel. I do have a backup channel, so I might do those things on that channel and kind of keep this channel going. But I really don't even know what I'm doing right now with this channel, so I think it don't really matter. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna be doing that. Trying out some of those recipes with the lion's mane mushrooms. It's another one. Oh my goodness, my husband know all this stuff, and I'm trying to, get on board because he does a lot of it, and he juices. He got this big juicer that he likes to use, so he's been juicing a lot for us. So I'm trying to really get in gear because, like I was saying earlier, when you get older, it is about your weight too. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying we're not supposed to be in a good weight and all of that, but even when you're small, a lot of times you still have problems with your blood pressure, cholesterol. Those who suffer from diabetes, and those are the silent killers that a lot of people. And I said the K word. Sorry, hope they don't strike me. But anyway, those are the silent things that go on in people's body that a lot of times we don't take care of or pay attention to. So I'm really trying to focus on getting healthy and the way we eat. Because being honest, I mean, when I was young, I ate everything and anything, and I never thought about it. Now I'm getting older. I'm starting to be more conscious of what I put in my mouth, and I think about it more. Put it like that. I'm thinking about, I have a 12-year-old. I need to be here for longer than 20 more years. I want to be here, to see her get married or have children or whatever. So in order for me to do that, I need to start getting my mind focused on really being healthier and also teach her how to be healthy because, she needs that too. So hopefully by my example is when I can show her. So yeah,
Well,
it's
why don't
it's a
y'all do
lot.
it as a family? You say your
We
husband, he do it. Why don't y'all just, do it as a family?
we trying. Let me tell you what happens. We are never on the same page at the same time. I promise you. My husband, he does it a lot. He does intermittent fasting. I tried to do that with him. When I tell you, Aunt Debbie, I had such an attitude at 12 o'clock midnight because I wanted a snack so bad. And he telling me, well, just drink some water. I can't just drink water. The water's not doing it. It's not helping me. I want something to eat.
You know what? That's
So
all in your mind. Cause when
it's
I
in my
did that,
mind. Right.
yeah. Cause when I did that fast with Melody, remember she had the one you it was from
Yes, I
12.
didn't get to do it either.
I did, and I got through it, and I take medicine, and I had to pray a lot. And I'm gonna tell you now, it wasn't easy.
Yes.
I was praying all that day. Oh Lord, let the time go by. Lord, please, I'm trying. I'm trying, Lord. I was doing everything. I prayed most of the day to get through it, but I made it through it. But at 12:01, I had to eat something light, and I started off with some crackers. And the potato
Right.
chips were calling my name. I threw them and put them in the back because I just still, it was too late at night. You don't want to eat heavy like that. So I
That's
called
true.
myself getting some crackers and peanut butter. And then I said I fix breakfast in the morning. I didn't fix no breakfast that morning. I just ate some cereal. And I got through it though, and I felt good, and it got me closer to God. I'm telling you, I was talking to Him all day. Lord, don't let me fall out. I got to take this medicine. Just let
Right.
me through it. Lord, help me. I know He was sick of me. Lord,
Well, he helped you get through it because it is a mind thing. You're right. I'm telling you, I promise you, Aunt Debbie, every time my husband say, okay, we're going to try to do, intermittent fasting, or he'll say, let's just do juicing or let's do, I start thinking about all the stuff I love to eat. And it's like, I got to have it. And I don't know. But this time I'm focused. I am focused. I've been trying my best to kind of, stop. Well, yes, I can't say that because yesterday I ate that bag of popcorn. However, the popcorn was vegan. I gotta put that out there because Tabitha Brown only does vegan food. So it was vegan. I can't say that.
okay,
But
well then if it's
like,
good for you and healthy, go ahead on. But do it as a family now. Like I said, and I'm gonna say this: Mel need
uh-huh.
to get another fast going to clean out
Yes.
some of this energy on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
can use that fast again right about now. Get rid of
Yeah.
all this toxicity, all this negative energy, and let some positivity flow on in through everybody on down the line, and we all will feel better.
Yeah, it's gonna take some work, and people do need to focus on new things instead of focusing on each other. They need to focus on themselves and really think about new things. But and Debbie, this stuff happened last summer. That's why I'm not really surprised about it. It's just the same thing we was talking about last summer. I don't know what it is when it gets hot. Because last summer the show wasn't on, so we can't even blame it on the show last summer. But this summer, the show is going on, so we got all that stuff going on and the toxic, stuff that's going on through the YouTube streets. But I just decided I'm only gonna go on certain people's channels until I can see. And I hate that because I really like a lot of the content creators and the content that they come up with. I just don't want to hear the mess. I don't want to hear what's going
That's
on with
me.
this person or that person. I don't want to hear the arguments. I don't want to hear the he said, she said. I don't want to hear it. I am telling you, the other night on Queen Sheba, I was so shocked because I did not know all that was going on. I stayed on that whole live because I didn't know all that was happening. It was
I didn't
shocking to
know
me.
that was happening either. That's why I said we need a fast. Because like
Yes,
I say,
yes.
we all frequent, the same channels like the Silver, Chit Chat, Queen Sheba. You know, we go to these channels, and then when the devil come in, we all need to fast. Just fast and focus on self. Let
Right.
Mel over there happy. She got a kid. She happy. They doing good things. Going to Dave and Buster's and all them places. Focus on self, fast, and get
Yes.
something going. And stay out of her business and let that lady live.
Right. It's so much to talk about. Like, really, to be honest, I try to even stay away from the show only because if you start talking about the show, then that's what brings some of the toxicity in. So I say, okay, I just won't cover the show. And like, I like what you're doing on your channel. It's so unique. Nobody's talking about that in our community, in our little sector. So it's good to hear that. That's refreshing. And I hope that some of the other content creators use their creatives, the creativeness that they have. That's why they content creators. Use it for something else. Get it more content. Do something. I mean, talk about some things that they love or some things that they're doing in their own personal life. Just something to give variety because we have enough people talking about the show, but we don't need to be arguing about the show. It's just picking side. All that stuff is too much. It's just too much. It is. It's just too much. But
It's way too
April,
much for me. Anytime you got a woman on there, got a husband, living with the man and fooling with a side piece. That's
that's
just
some
too much
crazy
for me.
stuff. I'm
I
still
don't even.
confused about that.
Every time I try to figure it out, I get crazy and confused at the same time. And I don't like to be confused because that causes
Right,
chaos to me. That's why I bag up from it and say, that's her business, that's her life. I don't even want to try to
right.
figure that out because that's too much.
And you
She
know what's
doing too
crazy to
much.
me? What's crazy to me is I don't understand nothing she's saying. So I can't even listen to her because of that. I don't know what she's talking about. Every time she talk without moving her mouth or whatever she's doing, I don't know what she's saying. So I'm like, just on that alone, I can't get into her story. I just can't. April,
She gonna
October.
talk to mom. She gonna talk to mom. Don't let her fool you, Dee. Don't let her fool you.
Okay.
She can talk.
Okay.
I heard her talking to my kid, but she can't talk when she talking to that man, that big head man. What his name, Ken?
Ken. She don't know how to talk then, huh?
Yeah, she get numb. She can't talk. But you speak to mom what I'm talking about, and you gonna say, "I Debbie said that." She talked not mighty clear to my tail in that gym. But at home, she can't
Oh, yeah, I
talk
saw
to
that
that man.
clip.
She was
Uh-huh.
talking in once.
She was. She was.
Mhm.
April, October, she says you may like the mom. Hey, you know what? I'm hoping so because I love variety in food. And let me tell you a secret about me. I think I'm a chef just a little bit. My daughter say I cook well. But I've been cooking since I was like 7 because I'm the oldest of 6. So my mom, I came from that household where your mama say she would put out the dinner and say, okay, I want this all cooked before I get home from work and I'll finish it up. So that's what I had to do. I was always at home first before everybody. And so I always helped to cook. And I went through some years where I really didn't care about cooking too much. So we ate out a lot. And then when the C happened in 2019, 20, well, a lot of stuff happened in our family 2019. So I was thinking 2020 will be good, but we know we was all stuck in the house. Well, that was when I realized I need to get back to cooking. So now I try to cook at least 3 or 4 times a week because I like different things. So I try to cook all kind of stuff. Or either I'll cook my husband and daughter one thing and I'll cook something that I want, hoping they don't want it. And then what always happens is, oh, let me taste that. Oh, this is good. Well, you should have cooked this for him. Matter of fact, I just said that I had to go get my oysters today. Did y'all know that if you go to Whole Foods on Fridays, you can buy oysters for $1 each? I just found that out if you have Amazon Prime. And I said
Oyster.
I was going to do that today. Oh, well, I'll do it next Friday. But anyway, I just thought about it, talking about food. So anyway, look, I'm rambling. Debbie, what you got
That's not
going on? When is your next live coming up?
Monday. I'm,
Okay.
I, I didn't do anything. Well, yesterday I couldn't. Today I said I was just going to get rid of this, get myself together. Uh, so today and the weekend, I had to get myself by Monday. My pressure should be back at where it should be. That'll mean my heart rate and my rhythm should be back in place, and then I can function better. Cause when my pressure go up, it throws my rhythm on my heart off,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
it
I be
does.
out of breath, and it's a whole lot. So I'm just gonna take the weekend and look at the YouTube and take my medicine and act right and get back to where I should be.
Okay, okay. And we'll be ready to listen to you on Monday. And if anybody in the chat or on the replay have not subscribed to Aunt Debbie, please do so. Her channel is Aunt Debbie, and she what and you can tell them what your channel is about.
Alcoholic Anonymous.
Yes, she
It's
goes through all the
Alcoholic Anonymous
steps.
channel. Yes,
Yes.
and you know what we should do, Didi? Next
What?
next time I'm on a panel and Melody Show, we come and I'm gonna tell them we need to do a fast and work the 12 steps. We need to
That's
get it
right.
together.
We need to
We
get
got
it
to get it
together.
together. Yeah, stop all this
Pull everybody in
arguing.
on it.
Yep, stop all this arguing. You know, everybody do what they should be doing.
That's
And let's
right.
focus on self and God. You know, don't
Yes.
worry about what Sally doing down the street in her house. Stay out of her window and leave her business alone.
Right. Stay out of her business. Get your own business. And I got
Right.
too much business. I don't have time to be in everybody's business. I mean, it's fun to talk about the reality TV business, celebrity business. But when it started getting so personal that people are spewing out evil things on each other, that's not good. And even when it comes to reality TV or celebrity gossip and all of that, I still don't want to go so far into them where I'm trying to destroy their character by the things that I'm saying. We like to have a little fun and talk a little stuff, but overall, it's getting a little too toxic, the kind of stuff. And it's like I don't even want to cover a show because I don't want to even go there, but I do have some shows in mind that I want to talk about. I'm trying to see, and I gotta finish my book. Debbie, I got off track. I gotta finish my book about Miss USA, 2019 Miss USA.
Yes. The young lady
I've
that
been,
yeah.
yeah, I've really been working on because I was trying to see if I really want to do it live or just drop a video because it's getting a little juicy and she's starting to talk about her relationship. So it's getting into her mindset and why she felt the way she felt about herself, which is just unbelievable because I keep thinking about how beautiful she was and accomplished she was at such a young age. And so for her to be gone the way she did, it's just it's sad. It's really sad. But we
Yeah.
can learn a lot of lessons from it though. You know?
Right. Because she was a beautiful young lady. When you showed, I saw,
Yes.
oh, she's gorgeous. You
She's
know.
gorgeous.
Uh,
Yes. And then, she went to law school and business school. So, a lot of people think about people who are in pageants, they're just dumb, beautiful women. She showed that she was very intelligent because she was a lawyer and she had an MBA in business, MBA, sorry, in business. And then she was also doing extra commentating on the extra TV shows. So she was doing things. She wasn't just relying on her beauty, to get her through. She was really trying to do things. And so it's really sad and unfortunate. So I'm going to get back on track with that this week. Next week. This week, I kind of was like, it's too much. After that live we was on with Queen Sheba, I enjoyed it because I heard some things I needed to hear, but also, I saw what she was trying to do by trying to bring the content creators together. It worked for some and not for others. But hey,
right.
it is
She
what it
tried to help
is.
him out. Right.
She
It is
tried.
what
She
she
did.
tried. She did a wonderful job.
She did a
And,
good job. I couldn't have done it. She did really good. She was the right person to do it. April,
right.
October, what you talking about? You said I did a dry month for May. What does that mean? I think I know what you're saying, but can you elaborate a little bit? And then after that, Deb, we're gonna get off of here. I just wanted to come on and touch bases, and tomorrow night we'll be on there forever. If you haven't subscribed to the Silver or her Patreon, please do, because she does the Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Well, she does a live where she's watching it as well as do a recap on the show. And when I tell you, Aunt Debbie, no, we over there all night. So if you haven't experienced that yet, take a nap first and then come over on the Silver's Patreon and I'll put it in my I put that her link in my description after this live. April, October. I thought that's what you were saying. She said no alcohol. It wasn't bad at all. You know, that's good. I really don't drink much anyway because I think I did more when I wasn't supposed to, when I was kind of younger, than I even care to now that I can. So I think that would be easy for me too. And you know, Aunt Debbie is doing the Alcohol Anonymous thing, so that has helped me too to think about those 12 steps and um just I was just thinking about what she was saying. I really I really didn't drink. I stopped really drinking when I found out about my dad was he was an alcoholic and he was on drugs. And when I found that out, I was like, is that hereditary? I don't know. But I was like, I don't want to get caught up because I know people do have addictive personalities sometimes. And, since I didn't really get a chance to know my dad really the way I should, and we never had those conversations, so I don't really know. So I just decided that I just won't do it. Now, if I do, it's just a little bit of wine here and there, but most of the time I don't even care about it. My weakness is Coca-Cola, Cherry Coke Zero. That's what I'm trying to get rid of right now.
Well, you can replace that, like, replace alcohol with your cherry coke. Work the steps, and if you want to get rid of it, get rid of it.
That's
You want
right.
to
Well,
maintain,
I really never drank that much. I'm gonna tell you, be honest, I really don't drink too much at all. Hardly ever. I might try every now and then, but if you don't, you try to drink again, you get sick. It's not it's not fun. Put it like that. I don't know the fun of it.
you
She
know.
said I thought about that when you mentioned David's channel. I subscribe. Great, that's good. April, October, because she really gets into that red book, the little red book, and she really talks about the different stories and she breaks it down. And Debbie, she this good. She's really taught me a lot of things listening to her channel. Sometimes I can't always get in on the chat. I try to say hello, but a lot of times I'm just listening in the background. Some of those stories, I know people that have similar stories to that, and I'm like, wow, it's a ongoing theme sometimes when you're telling those stories, Aunt Debbie, about what the people going through. You know?
Thank you, April, October, for subscribing.
Yeah, she's
Like I said,
subscribing.
the 12 steps, if it's not an alcohol problem, you can use it for whatever problem. The thing
You
is to
can.
accept the first three steps are accepting and surrendering. And from 4 to 12, they are all action steps on what you want to do with that problem and work it out. So
Yeah,
you can use it for a lot of things. And like I said, where your YouTube streets go, we need them.
we need them. You might have
Hmm.
to put that on one of your lives. YouTube's 12 steps. And make it into a whole thing. And maybe that might get people to start thinking about some of the things they're doing out here. And you never know, Aunt Deb, because you know a lot of people do respect you. So you might could even get that across to some people. Hey, we need to do a 12-step YouTube program on our sector because it's sad that you can't now. Everybody's scared to go on each other's channel. People don't want to really, you know, the people you like, you kind of afraid to go there because you don't want to be caught up in the mess. I'm just coming for the content, but because I'm over here commenting, then I must be on your side.
Right. That and
It's
if you go over here, oh, you on their side, you go over there, you on. I
right.
mean, when
And
you
I'm
should
not
be
on
somewhere else
nobody's
you want to
side.
go. You
Yeah,
ain't
I
on
just want to
nobody's
come say
side.
hi.
Right. I
Right.
just want to hear what you got to say. Join in, have a little fun, and I'm down on about my business.
That's it. That's it. Hey, Miranda Smith, I'm glad you came in. She said, hi, ladies. I'm very late. I will catch the replay tomorrow. That's fine. You can do that. I'll put some information in my description because I really didn't put much in it. I kind of thought about going live at the last minute because I've been watching everybody's channels, and I said, look, I need to do something for my own channel. Let me go live. I got on Courtney's first. She did a live first, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go live myself. But I'm gonna get off of here, Aunt Debbie. Hey, Tia P. Thank you for coming in. Everybody, please, before you go, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please tell people about our channels. We got Aunt Debbie. She got her channel that talks about Alcohol Anonymous, the 12 steps, but we can use those 12 steps for everyday life. You're here with Love Seen Heard, Dee Dee Star, trying to keep the positivity going. As I mentioned before, we have the Healthy Initiative that's starting July 1st. If you have not been able, hey, Braylon, look, now y'all want to come. I was about to get off, and now everybody want to come. You know that's going to make me stay, right? Okay, I won't end it yet. Braylon, if you want to come up, I'll drop the link. Look, me and Debbie up here just chit-chatting, and I'm saying I'm about to get off, but I can't get off when, everybody coming in, so I might as well take advantage of this wonderful opportunity here. But as I was saying, I am going to have a healthy initiative starting August. Did I say August? Lord,
You
not
said
August,
July the
July.
first, now you're moving it to
July the
August.
1st. No, it's not August. We starting July 1st. So July 1st, we starting a healthy initiative. For those who haven't heard about it, I got 3 board spots for people to enroll with me. It's a healthy initiative, which means I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, so I will not be giving out diet plans. This is to encourage healthy living and physically and mentally, and really to have a support group around you. It doesn't matter what your weight is, because like I was saying earlier, when you get to a certain point in life, you need to start worrying about your blood pressure level, your blood pressure, your diabetes, cholesterol, especially in the Black community, because those are all of those silent things that hurt us and make our quality of life go down. So I want to get more healthier, and I'm encouraging other people to get more healthier. And I think you do it better in a group. So I do want to encourage you, if you want to, just please give me an email at loveseenheard@gmail.com. And that is because that's where everything is going to come through. You don't have to give me, I'm going to have to say this because I forgot to say this just in case people are leery. You don't have to give me any personal information. I just need that Gmail, because that's where everything is going to come through. Your Gmail or whatever your email is, because that's where I'll send all your goodies that I'm going to send out. So if you want to start, and it's free, I'm not charging anything. This is my beta program. We're going to see how this works. If it works great, we'll do it again in August. And then, I'll start charging, of course, because of course, if I put the work in, I do want to make a few little coins from it. But right now, whoever signs up in this beta part, it's free, and you grandfathered in. So however many times you want to take the healthy initiative after this first time, you'll already be accepted. Hey, Bad Apple, look at y'all. Come on now. Come on through. Come on through. Anyway, y'all making me all excited because I was about to get off, but I'm going to stay for a while. So, so if you do want to be in the healthy initiative, July 1st, I'm going to start. So I really want to have everyone's information by, let me look at my calendar real quick. And Aunt Debbie, I know you said you will sign up, but I need you to send me an email so that I can send your stuff to you too. Because I'm going to
Okay.
start sending out everything. And we're going to have a meeting once a week. Like, I have this all planned out. I am so excited about it. And I really want to share. So please, if it's not about weight, I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. It's not about weight. It's about healthy initiative, trying to get healthy lifestyle and have mental health, good mental health. We all need that, especially right now, what's going on in the YouTube streets. So if we can get a group of positive people together and encourage one another, that's what I want to do. So if you send me an email, I am going to cut it off on the 22nd. No, the 21st. Friday the 21st, which is next Friday. I need everybody's email who's going to be a part of it to go ahead and send me that email. I really wanted it small, but if depending on who all, get in by next Friday, I'm gonna cut it off. So then I can start sending out all the goodies, okay? So if you want to be a part of it, it's free. It's a healthy initiative. It's about support and encouragement. And we're doing it for what's how many days in July? 31 days. And we'll talk about more details when we have our first live together. So it's going to be fun. To me, I think it's going to be fun. And I hope you all join me. Miranda Smith said, yes, this is a good time for the new content creators to get more exposure. Love seeing her. Did you receive an email from me? I'm interested. You know what? Today I did not check my email, so I'm gonna check it. But I gotta say something else, Miranda. I know you have your name, but for those who use another name on YouTube, you can use your YouTube name. Just make sure you put it in your email, so I'll know for sure who you are. Because, like I said, I'm gonna cut it off by Friday. So if I don't know who you are, you might not get your goodies because I want to make sure this is a positive, safe space. So I don't want anybody coming in that's going to cause problems or toxic behavior because this is a healthy initiative. So if you don't give me your YouTube name, I'm going to be skeptical because, of course, this is on replay. Anybody can listen to it. So I don't know who's who. Okay, just letting y'all know. I want to be really protective about the people who starting this initiative. And plus, it's free. So, you know, I want us to have fun with it. I don't want it to be a bad thing. And I'm really wanting to, I don't want to ramble. Okay, I'm going to stop. But I really want to do this for the long haul. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now that I have my own platform, I can really start doing some of the things I've always wanted to do. Would you say why can't I delete the misspelled email? What you mean? What you mean? Bad apple. What you saying? I don't understand. Why can't I delete the misspelled email? Tell me what you mean. So anyway, so I dropped the link if anybody want to come up because me and Debbie, we just, as they say, shooting the breeze. I talked about some topics. I'll go back over for the ones who are new on the chat. Oh, okay. I got you. Aunt Debbie. Um,
Did you see
all those.
in the chat?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm
Okay.
gonna copy and paste that and put it in my thing. So yeah, if anybody want to hit the link, you can. Basically, tonight I talked about a few stories. I talked about being on Caramel Rails earlier today, and she talked about a situation where the girl's car got repossessed and she left her 11-day-old baby in the car. And that took me back to a story of me finding a little child in the car that I had to console until her mother got there. So you have to hit the replay so you can get the whole gist of that story. We talked about the Young Thug trial. If you have not been interested in it, when I tell you it's good. It's good. It's better than TV. It's unreal. Hey, Paulette Scott. Hey, in the bushes. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Um, this Young Thug trial is something special. I couldn't believe it today. Today was the best testimony that the prosecutor got out of their star witness, but their star witness have been giving them problems all week. So if you haven't watched it, I was watching it on Lead Attorney was streaming it, 11 Live. which is a Atlanta station. They've been streaming it. Law and Crime, I think they're streaming it. It's a lot of them that's streaming it and got different content of. If you can go look at those clips from today, because today he was in rare form. It was hilarious. So we talked about that. We talked about nastiness though. If anybody's in being I'm pulling up. Hey, Bad Apple. We talked about
Hey,
nastiness
Aunt
though.
Debbie.
Hey, babe, how you doing, Bad Apple?
Hey.
I'm fine. I was just trying to. That first email that I typed in there is missing a D. It's misspelled. Bad is supposed to have two D's,
Okay,
but
I got you.
I can give you the. I can put the email back here.
No, no, you fine. I mean, did you send me an email already, or you was just giving me your
No, I
email?
don't have your email address. Let me
Oh,
get your
everything
email
is love
address.
seen heard. Everything love seen heard Gmail. It's love seen heard
Okay.
gmail.com. Yeah, it's simple as that. I tried to make it as easy as possible because I'm, trying to get a brand going. I'm trying, girl. I'm trying.
Yeah, you know
Let's
what?
see.
It takes a while. You just got to get used to, plugging it all the time,
Yes.
just saying it every time you're, up on somebody's panel or just always posting it or whatever. But
Yeah.
you got all your social media and stuff, right?
So right now, I'm just really dealing with Instagram because I already had my Instagram for you. Like my name, Love Seen Heard, is I've been having that for years. I just was
Oh,
doing
okay.
something different with it. So this is something I've been using, and I've been DD Star for a long time too. So um, I've already had my Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't really like Facebook, just being honest. And then I got a Twitter. I do have it on Twitter, but I don't really like Facebook. I don't know why. It seems like everybody that I don't want to see is on Facebook, and they always, "Hey, where you been? What you doing?"
But are you
So
love
that's just
seeing
what it
heard
is.
on Facebook though?
I haven't made a Facebook page. No, I got my real Facebook page but I don't put nothing business
Yeah.
over there, so
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you,
even
I
fool
haven't
with
been on my
Facebook.
real Facebook page in like I think it'll be like 3 years, and
Yeah.
um, I don't even go on there. But I made a Bad Apple page on Facebook, and I go on there every now and then, um, just to see what's happening, just to see what's going on, and like spy on people because they don't know it's me.
Oh yeah. I
I
do
just
need
be
to do that.
listening.
I really, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm old school, so trying to go to all this different social medias get on my nerves. I'm in that middle age range. My daughter, she's like, "Mama, I'm gonna make you a TikTok, and I'm gonna do this." I don't have time to be checking all this stuff. I already work every day where I got tons of emails coming in that I got to check every day, all day. Then I don't even want to tell y'all how many Gmail accounts I got because it's unreal. And then, it's just too much. So I'm like, okay, if I just stick with the basics, I know I'm going to be on YouTube, period. You're going to see me on YouTube somewhere because I listen to YouTube all day. I looked at speaking of that, I'm rambling because it's Friday night. I don't really got a lot to talk about. But look, what about, have y'all ever looked at your YouTube channel, like the back of it, and see how many hours you spend on YouTube?
Yeah.
When I saw that,
Oh,
I
that's
was
crazy.
appalled at myself. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
I'm working a whole full-time job on YouTube. How much YouTube I watch every week? It is
Yeah,
unreal.
me too.
It's unreal.
I've
Day
never
and
done
night.
that. And
Look
where do you
at it.
look to see that?
When you go in your channel, like your history, and then it's like a settings mode. I'll have to look it up because I just came across it one day, just looking around trying to figure out my channel, and I saw that. So what I did, I was supposed to be putting it where it'll go off at a certain time. Well, of course, I'm on here right now, so it ain't gonna go off at the time I want it to go off at. And every time I said it, good stuff come on. So I'm working on myself. That's all I'm saying to y'all. I'm working. I'm working on myself. But it's a part back in the back part of YouTube on your channel, and it tells you how long you've been on YouTube a day. It is unreal. And anybody can look at theirs. Like, it's not even if you don't have a channel per se, you just have, your YouTube. You don't have to have a real channel. You could it just be your personal YouTube. But it shows you, I think it's like with your history and all of that. And it says those hours. That killed me when I looked at the hours. I was like, whoa, I did not know I watch YouTube that much. So I might as well be a content creator. That's what I'm saying. My
Yeah,
daughter is in here
I
trying on
thought the same
clothes.
thing. As much time as I spend on YouTube watching stuff, I can be making videos, but I don't never get off. You know what though? I had started spending way more time on Twitter now than on YouTube. Like,
Really?
yeah, I'll be getting into arguments and I like just
Uh oh, bad
like
apple. Uh oh.
I
Uh oh.
started fighting and tussling with, and it's, and I really gotta stop it. I really, really gotta stop it. What's the name of the program? Because I'm emailing you now.
Oh, it's just the Healthy Initiative. I haven't given it a name yet. I'm still coming up with a name, but I know it's gonna be Healthy Initiative. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna name it yet. But I'll when I send everything, you'll get you'll get the name of it and everything. Because I do want this to be a nice little program for people to start. Wait a minute, I'm looking at this comment. Oh, Paulette Scott said that the case is on YouTube too. That is true. So if you want to look at the Young Thug case, please, I'm telling y'all, it's you don't want to miss
It's
this
hilarious.
because it's correct. I have never seen nothing like it in my
It
life.
is hilarious.
But I'm so afraid for this dude, even though I know he's a quote unquote street dude and he a bad dude. But basically today, he basically admitted that he said he was gonna pow pow Young Thug. I couldn't believe he said, yeah, I did say that. I was like, oh my goodness. Do you know who dude is sitting in front of you? Do you understand what is really going on here? But she broke him down because this whole week he was playing her. The whole week he talked crazy to her. And TLP was saying, did he ask the DA if she smelled or something like that? I don't know. I have to go back and look at that. I was just laughing at the fact that he kept telling her he can't recall, I can't recollect, I don't know. I don't know those people. She said, so who were your friends you were around in 2015? He said, my friends. He was horrible. But he's their star witness. He's their star witness. So if they can't get him to act right, the case is just the case is already messed up because the judge is in trouble with the defense attorney. The defense attorney was supposed to go to jail for what 10 weekends because he was held in contempt, and he asked, "Can he be in the cell with Young Thug?" Have you ever heard of such? Like I was just tripping. Like what is really going
No.
on? What lawyer asked to be in the same cell as a client? Have you ever heard of that? It's
Oh
a
Whoa.
it's a
gosh,
whole
that is so
show.
crazy.
It's a whole show. It's a whole show. So y'all gotta, if you can, catch up on it. What else we talked about? Oh, we talked about nastiness though a little bit. I haven't really talked about the whole case on this channel, but today I was looking at phone calls from prison. If you can go look her up. What about she got the text messages off the iPad? She's
How
showing the
she
text
get all that
messages.
info?
Well, it's what is it, the Fair Use Act or whatever they call it. I forgot the
Oh,
name of it. But you order it.
the
You
Freedom
go
of
through the system and
Information.
order it. Freedom of Information Act, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So she got them. She got all the text messages. So
yeah.
it's
You
gonna be
can FOIA
interesting.
you.
What you say?
Yeah, you can FOIA pretty much anything now. So yeah, I would. I would, if I was her, I'd be taking advantage of all that stuff. Like if you know the information is out there, I'd be so interested to see what's on the iPad.
So
What
really,
the message
this
are.
is what's crazy about that iPad situation because he lost his privileges to the iPad. And I think that when the phone calls start being on the internet, on YouTube, and then they also start getting the video visits, I think they thought, oh, well, they can't get the iPad, they can't get the text messages, so they were saying more on the text messages.
Well, he had the iPad in jail.
Yes,
Oh,
this is what this is what I was saying earlier, Bad Apple. When I first found out that he had access to an iPad and internet, why is our tax dollars going for them to be able to sit back and talk to people on an iPad and all that? I mean, they do have to pay 5 cents per text, but still, is this what we doing? There's
well,
people out here in the free world that can't afford an iPad.
and and that's really interesting. Like I know that like a lot of the jails and the
Mm-hmm.
prisons, they do let them get on computers. Like
Yeah.
they let them like they be having like a computer lab and they
Mm-hmm.
let people go in there and have like a certain amount of time on the computer or whatnot. But I didn't know they was letting them have iPads and shit. Like that is crazy.
They got iPads. And so he got mad because they took his iPad from him because originally they told him he couldn't get on the internet anyway, but he was doing it, getting on the iPad, texting everybody and sending out messages and stuff. So when I think I can't even remember what month it is. I've been following this case since last year. So it's getting deep. They keep it's like when you think they have brought out everything, they bring out something new. Like it just keeps giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And last week, I got put my foot in my mouth because I thought that Shirley was not really truly trying to divorce him for real. That's what I thought. However, he did get officially served, so I think it's going to be July 7th is the divorce court date. So I'm interested to see
But
that.
does she really have to divorce him being that
She
he's
does.
legally married
You
to
know why
somebody
she
else?
does? She does because if she doesn't, she can be charged with bigamy too.
Oh.
Oh.
So she has to divorce him. She have to. Yeah, they said legally she have to do the regular divorce proceedings because on her end, as the innocent party, she really thought that she was marrying him in good faith. So she has to go all the way through just as if she was married before.
Hoo-wee.
It's deep. And you know they're
That's
on the
crazy
witness
work.
list. It's Shirley Strawberry and Steve. They're both on the witness list. So this is about to get interesting. Yeah.
Steve has to go testify?
You know, they may call him, they may not, but right now he's on the list to be called.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's going to go to trial. I'll be very surprised if he goes to trial. I think he's going to try to plead because his co-defendant has already pleaded guilty and she's trying to get a suspended sentence of 5 years to testify against him.
Oh.
Oh yeah, cakewalk. Because
Yeah. And
she's saying that he's not.
they're
Uh-huh.
gonna give her the deal too.
Oh yeah, and I think if that deal goes through, if he doesn't go ahead and plead and try to take the best deal he can get, he's not ever getting back out because they got him on RICO. It's another RICO charge. It's crazy. So
But
y'all,
look,
the
if
Atlanta
he
streets is busy, huh?
but they're not gonna really give him a deal unless there's somebody that he can give up.
Right. Well, and
So
from what the YouTubers are saying, they found information that he's been a snitch before, so he probably wouldn't mind snitching again. That's what they say in the
That's
YouTube
if he
street.
got somebody to snitch on.
Well, that's true. So it's gonna be interesting. This is about to get interesting. Another thing, I was just thinking when I said Atlanta streets, this was another story I could have talked about. I forgot about. So the other day, because I'm subscribed to 11 Alive YouTube channel, and they always showing out Atlanta news. So they popped up the other day where they had a shooting at Peachtree Mall. Did y'all hear about that?
Mm-mm.
Anybody hear about that? So they had a shooting at Peachtree Mall in the food court, and I think one or two people got shot. There was no unalivings, but they had a news camera there. I gotta find it, y'all. You can't make this stuff up, okay? I forgot all about this. This is another story I was gonna talk about. You cannot make this stuff up. So they're out there with the news people. They're out there talking to people, getting interviews and stuff, right? So I don't know if anybody saw this, but I gotta show this because this is the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, you just can't make this stuff up. Hold on. I'm looking for the video. It was just the other day. They got so many court cases down there. See, where I live, it's nothing really going on. So I'm looking at their news to get all
But
the
you
good news.
live in Huntsville, though, right?
Girl, don't not happen down here, but what y'all see, that everybody talk. I live in the area, but nothing's happening here. We don't have nothing on our news hardly ever. Okay, I'm about to show y'all this because this is unreal. Seriously, hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to get it to. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna see if this is one of the videos. I'm gonna share this. This is unreal. Like, I don't know if anybody here is in Atlanta, but Atlanta got a lot going on. Okay. So let me share this one first. Let's see what this will say. So remember, there was a shooting, a powing at Peachtree Mall, right?
49-year-old Joseph Greer is facing several charges, including murder and 11 counts of kidnapping. Now, a short time before he actually got on the bus, by coincidence, 11 Alive interviewed him because he happened to witness the shooting at the Peachtree Center Mall. 11 Alive's Molly Oak, you actually spoke with him. So, Molly, walk us through how you met him and what he actually told you.
Ron, for some perspective, that shooting happened right behind me. This is where I met the man who told me his name was Joseph Greer. I asked him if he heard anything about the shooting. He said not only heard about it, he thinks he saw the shooter and was inside when it happened. So I asked if I could do an interview with him, and he said yes. So this is the interview that you're looking at on your screen now. To be clear, police say that shooting I was interviewing him about happened at the Peachtree Center Mall food court around 2:15 yesterday afternoon. We interviewed Greer around 3:45 for about 4 minutes. At 4:20, the GBI and police say this man boarded a Gwinnett County Transit bus and got into a fight with a passenger and took the gun from that passenger, which then led to a shooting and hijacking. Greer is accused of both hijacking the bus and shooting a passenger. That passenger later died. This is a clip from when I talked with him before he got on the bus.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm bipolar. Let me tell y'all that. I'm on medication for like 2 weeks, but Grady gonna give it to me. So I'm leaving out the thing. So I see the shooter. You know what I'm saying? I guess the shooter. Like, to me, because I'm 6'5", 285. So this the first guy on the scene right here with the curly hair with the waves. He the one that stopped me from beating.
Greer also told me that when he saw the shooter, he grabbed the woman he was with and hid behind a corner. Greer told me again multiple times that he was not allowed to have a gun. He said it was because he had a couple of felony convictions. We have more details on his criminal history on 11alive.com. Reporting live in Atlanta.
Wait a minute. Peachtree Center, that's downtown. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
hold up. Because we got to get this together. We got to put the context on it. Okay. Now, did you hear that? Did y'all hear this? Yeah, I forgot to talk about that. I've been wanting to talk about this with somebody. Did you catch what happened?
Yes.
You can't make this stuff up. David, did you catch what happened? The chat, did y'all catch what happened if anybody's still in here? Look, you can't make this stuff up.
He was interviewed about a shooting and then he got on the bus.
But my thing is, this was my thing, because you know mental health is real. This was like a PSA to me. When he said he said I'm bipolar without my medicine for 2 weeks. They should have called the police right then and say, hey, y'all might need to take this dude somewhere. Why did they let him get on the bus?
Don't give it to me.
It's funny, but it's not funny because some stuff happened. But I mean, it's unreal. Do y'all not think that's unreal?
Sorry,
this
that's
man,
hilarious.
He's out there talking about he witnessed this that happened in Peachtree Mall. Then he decides to get on the bus, get into it with a dude on the bus.
It looked like he had blood spatter on his shirt.
Yes, because he was right at the mall. He was right there when all that happened. So that's why they talked to him. Because he was an eyewitness. Then he turns around, get on the bus. And it's so crazy because, like I said, I'm subscribed to their YouTube. So it popped up, the first one popped up where he was doing an interview and all of that. And I was listening to him and I was like, he got bipolar and he had his medicine in 2 weeks. That's all that kept sticking in my head. 2 hours later, they showed this bus running into cars and stuff and saying the bus is hijacked. Who would have known it was that man that had hijacked the bus? I can't take it. It's too much.
No.
He done took somebody's gun.
Yes, and he
got into it with a passenger.
He unalived the dude
gun.
who he took it from. He unalived him
and hijacked
on the bus. But he hijacked the bus, and the bus driver was driving out. I'll show you that footage too. But I was like, you can't make this stuff up. What is going on in Atlanta? What all this stuff was happening in the same day.
Wow.
Crazy. I'm so glad I moved, but it'd be some crazy mess going on here too. So I can't.
It's crazy mess going on.
Crazy stuff everywhere. That's what I was just about to say. Let me see. This might be the one about the bus. Let me see. Okay, let me share this one. This was the bus.
We are back now live. Are we back live here now at 5 o'clock? We are following breaking news here. We are watching a Gwinnett County transit bus here basically run amok. We know they were along I-85 near Jimmy Carter Boulevard. They exited the interstate, and now we have been watching police. Looks like Georgia State Patrol. They've been laying down some stop strips. This is obviously not putting an end to this police chase, but this Gwinnett County transit bus continues basically running cars off the road as well. We've watched several vehicles barely get out of the way, even as they run up towards intersections and traffic. You could see right here, Sky Tracker is right over this. This bus continues to evade police now on looks like some sort of an access road, maybe a surface street in Gwinnett County. This is a Gwinnett County transit bus. You can see it here running right through a stop sign. Again, we are following breaking news with a Gwinnett County transit bus that is running amok. We don't know if there are passengers on board. We don't know if that's a driver of the bus or if somebody may have carjacked this. We have no idea, but as you can see, they are running through stop signs. We have been watching for several minutes as commuters just scramble to get out of the way with this. There are numerous Georgia State Patrol and at one point Gwinnett County Police trying to get this thing stopped. They were trying to do pit maneuvers to this. We saw some of those stop spikes go down. That didn't seem to stop it. Police blocking intersections as they try to anticipate where this bus is going to go. But right now we have no clue as to who's behind the wheel, what the situation is, or even if there are passengers on board. But as you can imagine, a frightening experience for commuters seeing this bus just speeding right behind them, barely getting out of the way. You can now see Georgia State Patrol following behind several cars. Maybe they're going to once again try to attempt a pit maneuver on this bus where they will basically just try to hit them from behind and have this bus spin out. But they are not stopping. They are blowing through intersections, now crossing over this railroad track overpass here. At one point, close to the interstate near Jimmy Carter Boulevard, the bus exited off, took a couple of surface streets. Here comes more Georgia State Patrol now. As a matter of fact, it looks like they're going to try to get as aggressive as they can and get this bus to stop. They are trying to get ahead of it where they can stop traffic through the intersections. You can watch now. They're very careful on this because we're not sure if there are passengers on board this bus. But a Gwinnett County transit bus just running amok through the streets here in Gwinnett County, slowing down a little bit here, possibly approaching some traffic. Looks like they're changing lanes now, and this is going to get more dangerous if they're coming up to oncoming traffic. This is exactly what's happening right here. They're trying to avoid this intersection. This is probably going to be a good area for Georgia State Police or any other agency that's following this. You can see right now they're just trying to either filter him off the interstates. Now he is against the flow of traffic. This is extremely dangerous. These folks trying to get home on their commute here at 5 o'clock. Up, just struck that SUV there, about to strike other vehicles head on, and now on the right side of traffic, but not stopping at all. It looks like those back tires may actually be blown out. They almost look like they're just, they are losing a little bit of air because they did have the spike strips out, but there is nothing stopping this bus, this Gwinnett County Transit bus right here. We lost the signal for a second. We got it back right here. Gwinnett County Transit bus. We know this began somewhere near I-85 and Jimmy Carter Boulevard as we once again watch these Georgia State Patrols. They were joined by Gwinnett County Police. I would imagine they're still on along with other local agencies, but this bus
So I'm gonna stop it there because it just keeps going. But isn't this unreal? So that guy who they were just interviewing right before, 2 hours
hijacking that bus.
is hijacking the bus. But when they're talking about it, they don't know that that's him. That's hijack. It's you can't make this stuff up. And they ended up
that shit is
it's
crazy.
crazy. It was. I can't remember what day this was. I was cracking up. I'm in here trying to work, do my job, because I work at home. Thank goodness. Because I could not stop watching. I was like, this is unreal. They just said it was a pow in that Peachtree. Now it's a bus getting hijacked. And then when they say they finally got the guy, they put two and two together. That's the same guy who just interviewed saying he got bipolar.
Talking about Grady was going.
It's scary out here. People, we got to be careful. It's scary out here for real. You just don't know who's doing what. And actually, to me, because I've been talking about, I don't know if you all know, whoever been on my channel this month, I've been talking about PTSD. To me, that what he witnessed at Peachtree triggered him. So when he got on that bus,
he said he was manic though. I ain't gonna lie. He probably did the shooting in Peachtree.
Well, no, they got that guy. They got him. They got the guy. And the police got them. And so that's why I don't think they thought anything about it when they were interviewing him. It's just weird that he was the one they interviewed. And I think he was triggered though with that incident happening. So then when he got on that bus, he was manic. He already said he was manic. I have somebody in my family that deals with that. So I know how they can be when they're in a manic state. There's no reasoning with them. No, and you cannot calm them down or nothing like that. So I'm just
Listen,
imagining him getting on the bus. Huh?
let me tell
What you
you
say?
what happened.
Go
This was
ahead.
on Memorial Day. Now, I know that I have shared on I know I've shared on both the Silva and Chit Chat platform that I have a nephew that's schizophrenic. Well, he is bipolar schizophrenic.
Oh wow.
Imagine that, okay?
Oh, yes.
So well, make a long story short, he attacked my mother. He um he assaulted her with a baseball bat. And like
Oh
most
no.
of last week, well, week before last, because this past week, like she was discharged from the hospital on Monday. And what is this, Friday? So like from that Monday, she had been in the hospital from like I think like that Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday to the following Monday because of that um attack. Like he literally like snapped. And me and my brother, he's my brother's kid. Me and my brother told her, you can't let him stay with you. I mean, really, the street, you have to let him be out because he refuses to get the help that he needs. And here in Texas, it's only voluntary. You can only be voluntarily committed. Like the courts can't even like the courts can't do it. Like you have to tell the courts that you're okay with them doing it. And like that's the deal that he's getting cuz he's in jail right now for assault with a deadly weapon and um trespassing because he wasn't supposed to be at her house in the first place, okay? And yeah, it's like
So bad.
it's a story.
Let me ask you, how old is he?
He is 28.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 29 this year. What is it? It's 95. It's 24. He was born in 95. So yeah, he's gonna be 29 this year. And we've been trying. Like
And
he lived with me.
unfortunately, it's hard. It's hard. I'm sorry to interrupt. Cause I and
I mean,
I'm feeling for you because I have a brother like that and I've been really talking to my mom because he lives with her and they get in these real heated moments and it scares me because of just what you're talking about. I'm afraid that that's going to happen. And I live in another state, but he won't do anything about it. And he's right under me. I'm 51. He'll be 50 in November. And he's just always enraged with my mom. So I'm like nervous. So that's why I was asking too, because you're right. They have to voluntarily get help. You can't do anything. And it's horrible, but that's the way it is.
Well, Bad Apple,
yeah,
how's your mother? How is she doing?
she's doing fine now. She had what happened with her leg is that when she hit her with the bat, like it scraped her skin, her leg got infected. So she was in the
Oh,
hospital for several days under, infectious disease care and like orthopedic care and all that. So I had been with her for most of the time, but now she's fine. She's, getting around. But yeah, it was very like we have been trying to tell her because I had to put him out. When I put him out, he went to stay with his dad, who is a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I know I've talked about that too. My brother is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he deals with, he's in recovery or whatever. And so my nephew, when he was over there, he was smoking weed in the house.
Mm.
And my brother was like, no, you can't do that with here with me.
Right.
Uh, because, he's trying to maintain his recovery and all that. And he lives in like um he is in a program where they give recovering addicts um a state housing or whatever. So he was like, you're gonna get me, put out of here. If people come around here and they see anything, you're gonna get me put out. So he couldn't even stay there for a whole month. He didn't last 2 weeks with my brother. So my
Wow.
mama had compassion for him, and I was like, he can't stay with people. He
Mm-hmm.
can't stay with people because if he's got a volatile temper, and you're not fixing to be going off on me. I'm sorry. You can't be in my house and you not gonna take your medication.
Right.
And he stopped letting me give him his medication. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna fool with you. I'm not gonna deal with this. If you don't want me to give you your medication, you gotta go. That's just it.
And it's so difficult because you love them. You love them. I mean, because
Yeah.
even with my brother, I love them. However, you can't do anything with them when they're in that state. There's no reasoning. You cannot help them. And I have a
You
friend,
can't.
her brother, same situation, but he ended up taking her mother's life
Oh wow.
because, yeah, because that's how bad it gets. And that's why I'm saying, with your experience and her experience, that's what keeps going through my mind with my mom. It scares me all the time because I'm too far away to get there, and she let him come to live. She keeps trying to put him out. He won't leave, of course, because he has nowhere to go, but he won't get any help. He won't take any medication. So what do you do? And I begged my mom not to let him stay there from the beginning. She decided, she didn't want him on the street. He was living with my grandfather.
And
My
that's the
grandfather passed
worst
away.
thing
Yeah.
because you got to understand the difference between being a help and being an enabler.
Yes.
Because when you're enabling them, you're hindering um, their improvement. And yeah, like I had to, I was telling my mom, a lot of these things that you've done with, my brother, you've been doing with him too, and you can't help him. You don't have the equipment to help him, you
Right.
know. And we have, we've been compassionate with him because when he was 10, he found his mother unalived.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
he walked in from school. My mama dropped him off at home from school, and he walked in there, and she had been um, unalived by her youngest son's baby daddy.
Oh my goodness. So he
And
has a lot of trauma on top
yeah,
of
a lot of
mental
trauma.
health issues. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That is horrible. I'm so sorry, Bad Apple, because that's a lot to even, yeah, he would need to be in a facility. He needs a lot of care.
yeah, he does, and he's been needing it, but his maternal grandmother, who ended up with custody of him, She was so stubborn about it. She wouldn't put him in counseling when,
Mm.
she just babied him to the point where he just really became out of control. And by the time he was 13, she decided to finally take me up on my offer to have him come to Georgia to stay with me. But by that time, he was already gone like out of control. It was a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Once he got to Atlanta, and I mean, we I ended up he ended up going to stay in a group home when he was in
Wow.
Georgia with me. So yeah, it was a lot. It's been a lot dealing with him ever since then. Especially really just because of just the whole situation with his mom was just so because it was a gruesome way that he
Oh
found.
my goodness.
Wow.
And see that right there is horrible. And what you saying about those family members who enable them and baby them, my grandfather was that to my brother. And when my grandmother passed away, and so then my grandfather took up with my brother, and he was spoiling my brother and letting him stay with him. He stayed with my grandfather more than he stayed with us from like 11 on up. Now he is a hot mess. My grandfather gone. My grandfather was letting him stay for free and giving him money and doing all this stuff, and we can't do all of that for him. And he feels like we owe him something. So when he gets in those manic, oh, I'm just imagining. It's craziness. And at first I told my husband, well, maybe we need to let him come down here. But then I thought about, I need peace in my house. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I can't do it. I have a child. We need peace in the house. So I can just only imagine like what your mom is going through, because her love for him is genuine. And as a grandmother, that's what you're supposed to do. Want to take care of your grandchild, but in that state, you can't do it.
Yeah, and the police told her, "Look, you just got to leave him on the street. If he gets out and he ends up on the street, you got to leave him there." But the DA
Mhm.
worked out a situation because the state really is pressing charges. It's not really my mother. It's the
Right.
state because my mother is 75, it's elder abuse.
Oh
um,
no.
they got a
Ooh.
charge of robbery on him because he stole money from her out of her purse, and they were asking him to give it back, and he refused to give it back. So they put a robbery charge on him. Like they will stack up the charges. What
They will.
they will
Mhm.
find whatever they can charge you with, and so they can make a conviction and make it stick. And so the DA asked my mom that if she would um, make like it's some sort of a way like that you can decline to testify, which is like is kind of like not pressing charges, but it's really out of your hands. So the state will, if they don't have a witness, they really can't do anything, right? So if she would agree to not come and testify, he would voluntarily go into a mental facility. So that's what they're doing. My mom, was signing an affidavit with the DA saying that she doesn't want to testify. And with that, they got him to agree
Mhm.
that he'll, that to voluntarily go into a facility without my mother's testimony. Because if she did come and testify, then he is going to prison.
So let me ask you: do you know if they like got him on meds now that he's in jail?
Yeah, he's in a psych
Okay.
ward. He's in the psych area of the jail.
Okay. So that way they can get him stabilized. So, but the only issue is him getting out. Will he go back to not want to take? Because that's the hard thing about mental health. Most people start feeling better, so they decide, well, I feel good. I don't need the medicine no more. No, you only feel good because you're taking the medicine. It's a
Right.
mental health is such a difficult thing. It really is. It's
Yeah, you really gotta have some type of cognitive integrity when you're on those medications,
yeah.
because to realize that you need the medications in order to continue to feel good is key. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you start feeling good and then be like, oh, I don't want to take these medications no more because I don't need them or whatever, you know, that's going to send you right back into the spiral. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, um that's, I believe, you know, if it's, as long as he stays there for a significant amount of time and is able to get the therapy that will teach him that, the, you know, realize that you need that medication and you can't stop taking it, then, you know, maybe he'll have a chance. But as of right now, no.
Mm.
Mm.
That's something. That's
Yeah,
oh.
that's something.
I will be praying for her and you all because that's difficult to do. I mean, I know what we deal with. It hasn't gotten to that point, but I'm always afraid of that. But he is volatile because I can't really deal with him except sometimes. Sometimes I try to call and talk to him because I love him and it's my brother. But at the same time, when he's in that state, I can't have any conversation with him. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen because my mom keeps trying to put my brother out. She's like wrote him the 30-day notices and they told her
Well,
that she
that's
has to
not
go.
gonna work.
It's not gonna
What,
work.
no, what she has to do is get police involved. If there's a time
So
when
they
she
won't
feels
do it.
threatened,
She won't say she feels threatened.
and
It's
that's
a
the
whole
problem.
psychology
That's the
behind
problem.
that too. She's a mom. So even though she wants him out and she feels fearful or whatever, but then she's like, but anything can happen if I call the police, something might happen to him. So it's like that. I don't know. I can't reason with her on it. So he's not going anywhere. That's how I see it. He's not going to go
Mm.
anywhere. And so I understand what you're going through because we going through the same thing. And he blames all of us. It's six of us. He's the only one out of the six of us he doesn't have any children. He's never had his own place except one time in his 20s. He doesn't work. I mean, he works, but it's like a fast food job. He doesn't make a lot of money. So he's mad at us because he said we're not helping him to get the things he needs. But all of us have children and households. And I'm like, but you're not my child. I can't baby you. You're a grown man. So, he gets angry all the time at us. So I don't talk to him much. I love him, but I can't talk to him. I can't deal with him. I just can't. So yeah, I'm hoping that all I can do is try to support her the best way I can, but it's up to her to make the decision to do what's best for her and in her situation, you know. But I'm praying for your mom that she get a speedy recovery and also, because it's emotionally hurtful too, because that's her grandson, regardless
Yeah.
of what that hurt. That's a hurting thing that they're not in their right mind, but how can you do this to me and you my grandchild? It's just a whole
Mhm.
psychological thing about that. It's difficult.
My prayers go to both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
we appreciate it.
you.
No,
And I'm
that's a
glad you
lot.
shared that Bad apple, because I didn't hear you say that. I hadn't heard you tell that story. So I'm glad you did. You wanted to share it on my platform because that's the kind of conversations I like to have over here. Um, you know, we can get real salacious or whatever, but for me, when I made this channel, I really wanted this channel to be a safe place to come to where people can discuss different topics and serious topics that whatever's on your heart, because sometimes we just need to talk, and we need to talk in a way that we're not being judged, or people can be more understanding. So I do appreciate you sharing that, because I haven't heard it before. I didn't know you was going through that. And sometimes you never know, the person right next to you can be going through the exact same thing, but if you don't have conversation, you never know. You just
Yep.
never.
Yep. You never know. So yeah, it's always good to share. Like I don't really think about sharing, with the objective of impacting somebody else, but
Mhm.
I'm glad that I can maybe like, you know, um impact somebody else's situation, or give them maybe some insight into their own situation, cuz it's definitely um something that Black people need to really talk more about,
Yes.
because we tend to try to keep things in the family, you know.
Yes.
And it's like
Yes.
people really need to reach out for help,
Yes.
Yes.
instead of trying to keep things in the family and solve things, ourselves. A lot of times we just don't have the equipment.
Yes. Definitely. And it's mentally draining to try to have it all on your own shoulders. And when you can simply have a conversation and someone can give you some tools that you really can use to help
Yeah.
you in your situation, but because we don't talk, a lot of times, just like you said, that program that your brother had, I didn't realize they had a program. I know for women who have children, they have programs like that for them, but I never knew they had one for men, that they do help men in that same way. So you never know who could be listening and can take that information and use it, because they never
Hmm.
heard of that before. So
Yeah,
it's
and it's
just
all
sometimes it's
kinds of
simple.
programs that different states offer. Is if you are then like um on parole, or if you've been like in a drug rehab facility of some kind, they help you with transitioning and trying to move on with your life and things of that nature. And like I was saying, my brother, he he's been both. Like my brother spent so long in prison at one point, and just being um on different substances most of his life, and his children. He's like I like I've shared before, I don't have any biological of my own, but I have my youngest nephew here. That's why I told um my nephew, I'm like, you gotta go, because um we have to keep the peace in this house. If you're not gonna take your medication, you gotta go, because
Hmm.
that I got this other boy I gotta think about. So you've
Hmm.
got to tell your mom. You have to tell your mom that she has an option. She just gotta be willing to take it.
I've had that conversation. I had it before she let him come in. I've had it, and I haven't really got into a lot of my story. Well, I think you did hear a little bit of it on the Silvers. We don't have the best relationship all the time. So a lot of things that I try to say, she will not take it from me anyway. If somebody else said, great. if I said it's a problem. So that's the other issue. Because I begged her not to allow him to move in. I told her, I would rather for you to give him money to find an apartment somewhere than to let him move in your house. Because I knew what was going to happen. She was like, oh, well, I'm just going to let him stay here for a year. It's going on 3 years. She
Mm.
can't get him out. She can't get him out.
Well, if you can get somebody else to say it, to tell her, then do that. Because it's like, I'm not saying that it'll get to the point of where my situation did or other situations that you know about did, but it can get dangerous.
It can get
So,
dangerous. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I know she's afraid sometimes because she'll call me in the midst of it and just have the phone on speaker so I can hear him and everything, which tears my nerves up because I'm too far away to do anything. And, I'll tell her. So that's what lets me know, even though she won't tell me she's afraid, that lets me know she's afraid. Because why are you calling me trying to let us hear it? And she does that a lot to each one of my siblings to try to get somebody on the phone with her, hoping if he knows somebody's on the phone, he'll calm down. It doesn't really work. But we've had conversations with him as well. But nothing has helped. Nothing has helped. I tried to talk to him about getting on medication. And because I tried to, since my father passed away in 2019, I tried to tell him that, which is the truth, but also I'm trying to get him to help himself. So I was telling him if he was go to the doctor and he get, because he's been diagnosed with bipolar and all of that. But I said, if you go to the hospital, get diagnosed, then you could get our father's benefits because you will be considered as disabled. And certain states, certain laws, if you are a disabled child of someone that passed away, they can get on benefits just like if it's a minor child. So
Mm-hmm.
I was telling him that, hoping that he would be like, oh, I can get a check, then you could get benefits and find a place to stay. That was my hope. It did not work. Of
Mm.
course, he cursed me out because he said, "Oh, so you trying to say I'm crazy? Oh, so what you trying to say about me? Oh, so you trying to tell people that I'm crazy?" He just went into this, and I'm saying that's not where I was trying to go. I was really trying to help you, but you can't reason with him. He will not. He don't take anything. But yet he wants us to give him money and all this stuff that he thinks he's supposed to have. And I told him, I said, you're a grown man. I can't support you in that way. I can't do it. So he gets angry all the time. But yeah, I tried to do it that way. That didn't work. Um, I first told my mom about it. So she told him, I don't know how she told him, because when he called me, he was already in a rage. And I'm trying to explain it to her. He didn't want to hear it. So it's been going on for years, our whole life. He One time he came, we hadn't seen him in like months because he used to go out of town and get stranded. And then he's calling for money to try to get back home. We experienced that a lot. So, really, to be honest, it wasn't until he got in like his 20s or 30s that we really understood he had a serious mental health issue. We didn't know that growing up. I just thought he was spoiled and selfish and mean. And that's how we all looked at him. But then when he got in his 20s, like I said, he would go out of town, get stranded, and then he's calling us for help to get him back home. And this one particular time he went out of town and got stranded, came back, he had all these black marks on his arms. Come to find out he had been arrested and he had an episode. So that was the first time we kind of found out that something was really going on with his mental health. And then one time, my father and I got him to go to the hospital. We had to trick him. He's never forgave me for that anyway. But yeah, we had to trick him to go to the hospital. He got in a facility. They got him on medication. When I tell you, I had never seen that side of my brother again because he was sweet as pie. We went to visit him. He was hugging us, kissing us, thanking us, saying he appreciate everything we doing for him. And when he got out, it wasn't but 2 or 3 weeks later, off his medication, back at it again. I was like, what in the world? And we've been at it ever since. And I think that was like in his late 20s. And now he's about to be 50. So, it's just been a roller coaster ride ever since. Sometimes we'll go over and we'll talk to him. He'll be in his right mind. Everybody's having good conversation, laughing and talking. But if you say one thing and he take it the wrong way, he turn on you and you almost have to fight him because he will not stop. He won't stop. He gets in a rage. And so and he blames my mom a lot because my granddad did a lot of manipulation stuff to him too. And that's why to be honest, that's why I started my topics about toxic relationships. And I have a whole series I wanted to do on toxic relationships. I kind of got off of it a little bit, but I wanted to talk about that, how people in your family can do manipulative things to your children to turn them against their parents, turn them against their siblings for their own benefit. And like I said, my grandfather he didn't marry again, so my grandmother died when I was 13. I'm 51. He never married again. He took in my brother. He is 30-some grandkids, but my brother was his favorite. So he did everything for my brother. He spoiled him to death. He just everything. So my brother had that issue along with the mental health issue. So the two going together didn't really mix well. And in order for him to keep control of my brother, he told my brother a lot of lies about us, basically. And for whatever reason, my brother don't remember. So he tells me these stories and I'm like, that never happened. What are you talking about? Yeah, because granddaddy said this happened. And I'm like, it never happened. He didn't live with us, so he don't even know what he's talking about. What are you talking? But all of that was in for him to keep control over my brother. So now think about it. He don't have his control anymore. So he's a loose cannon. He don't know what to do with himself because he never understood that my granddaddy had been manipulating him all his life. So now we got to deal with what's left. It's a fight. So
Yeah, the aftermath is when people are gone and leaving you with the aftermath, that's the worst
it's
part of it.
Yeah. It's hard. So, for anybody out there that's listening, and not to me, this is not a sad story or a sad conversation to me. To me, this is an educational conversation. This is a much needed conversation that should be had more often than not because there's so many of us that's dealing, especially after the C in 2020 onward. Mental health is at a all-time high because people are not able to find jobs, and even if they have the jobs, they can't afford to live. Sorry, I'm getting a little hoarse, but groceries are expensive. People housing is unreal for a lot of people, and people are really having difficult times with their mental health. So we really have to understand this is a much needed conversation for many people to have. And I hope that this can start the conversation for those ones who are listening. Come back on the replay and listen. And maybe you'll get the strength to deal with your own situation because more than most, we all have somebody struggling with their mental health at this time. And it's going to be even more as time goes by. So, I really want to make sure that people understand that there is help out there and there's free help out there. Like you don't have to have all this money to get therapy or to go into a program or whatever. You just have to be willing to say, I need help. And then the programs are out there for you. So, because I'm losing my voice, I really enjoyed you, Bad Apple, for coming up. Debbie, I only really planned on staying on for an hour, but it's hard when you're having fun. We're going almost into 3 hours. Debbie, did I tell you last
I
time?
came in on the tail end. I just popped on YouTube and seen y'all on here. I said, let me see what they
Look,
talking about.
I told Aunt Debbie the last time she had me on for 3 hours not to do this to me again.
I just want to ask y'all a question.
Go ahead, go ahead.
That's your brother. That's your nephew, right? Bad Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Y'all love him, right? You
yes.
also love
Mm-hmm.
your mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
seen what happened to her. Dee Dee Style, you love your mama, right?
Yes, I do.
So, with that being said, sometimes you have to do what's best for a person, even though it might seem cruel.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing for them so they can get the help that they need.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying to you guys, I've worked in the psych field. I had independent living for people with psych and medical issues. I lived in a house with them. And I had people who were bipolar, people who were schizophrenic. I separated them.
Mm.
So I know what you guys are going through. But if you love this person, and this is a hard decision to make, sometimes you have to do things that you know they don't like, but you're doing what's best for them because they could hurt another loved one or someone can hurt them. And if you really care about that person, get them the help that they need, even if you have to put them away for a while so they can get the medication, they can get the therapy, and they can get stabilized.
Yes.
Get them the help that they need.
But how do
It's
you
just,
do
that's
that,
just some
Debbie?
advice, and think about it. It's just some advice
I
because
just
I'm gonna
want
tell
to
you,
ask you,
the
Debbie.
longer they go on, it's not gonna get better. It only gets worse.
But Aunt Debbie, just asking one question. Can you give us some information? Like, how do you do that? Especially in my case, I'm not there. It's my mom's house. I'm not there. I'm another state away. How do you suggest that we go about trying to help in that situation from your standpoint of what you know?
I will get the police involved.
Okay.
And like I said, that's why I say it might be cruel, but you're doing the best thing for that person. And sometimes when you love a person and you want the best, you have to make hard decisions.
Hmm.
I will get the police involved. I would have him removed. I would have, if I could, or if they could, they get him in front of a judge, get a hold on him where he have to stay in a hospital, a mental hospital, and get evaluated, get observed, and get him stabilized.
Right. Mm.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, these streets is rough, and people don't care about you having mental issues. You do something that could really take your life.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's one of those, he walk all the time. He walks miles and miles and miles. Like he'll walk to work, he'll walk, and that's our fear too, that he may get into it with somebody or something, and we don't know. Because I told you he came up missing plenty of times. We didn't know where he was. We didn't know where to look, and then he'll just call us and say, "Hey, I need some money because I'm in." Girl, he's been in New Orleans one time. One time he was in New York. One time he was. We were like, "What in the world is going on? How you
My
have money
nephew
to
would do the same thing. He would get on the
Yeah, they
bus
just
and go
come out
somewhere.
missing. That's what he do.
That's what they
Just
do. They
travels.
drift around. They drift and
Hmm.
drift around because that's what they mind. And some people have people in their minds telling them what to do when they go to these places. And it's not what they see. And when they get there, it's not what they thought it was going to be.
Hmm.
It was a man that went to the center that I worked at. He had over 26 personalities in his head, and
Hmm.
they would tell him to do things. And one was a professor, and when he go to that personality, he would act like he was a real professor.
Wow.
Then
That's
another
amazing.
personality would jump in. He had personality disorders. He was schizophrenic, and he was schizoaffective.
Mm.
It was hard dealing with him because every other minute it's another personality coming out. And one was a very angry personality.
Mm.
So, if you love them, you love your family, do what's best for them. Put them in a mental hospital. And this is not cruel. This is showing love so they can get the help that they need. What's being cruel is letting him walk around and, and on earth with that mental illness, and he's suffering, and so is the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for me, I think about kids. The kids come over, whatever, and you just never know. And I worry about that as well. We got a lot of grandkids, nieces and nephews. Everybody has kids in my family except him. So I worry about that too. When we're over there or she's keeping the kids because she likes, of course, to be around the grandkids, but it's unsettling to leave our children there.
It's
It really
unsafe
is.
also because
Yes.
who knows, the kids be playing and make some noise and it really aggravate him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
why I tell you it's cruel to let him walk around like that.
Mm.
But you have to see, people have to understand when they're being a help and when they're being an enabler, when they're not helping, and for whatever reason, people think they can help, you
Mm.
know, and they're like my mom, like your mom, they feel like, you know, it's on them, or it's, you know, they're the best help, and when they're not, when they don't have what it takes to help that person, when you let them stay with you and they're not doing the proper things, they're not taking their medication, they're not doing therapy, they're not doing, constructive activities, you're not helping them.
Right.
You're
That's
not.
right.
And look what your
Hello,
mother
lady.
went
I'm
through.
sorry, y'all. I just wanted to say hi to, is this Lady Sweetness to you? I hope I said it correctly. Hello, welcome. We are
Hey,
just
lady.
having a conversation here about mental health now. We've transitioned, but welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you on the channel before, but welcome. Welcome. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Aunt David, what you were saying.
Look what happened to your mother, Bad Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Every moment she's there or he's there, her life is in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Same with your
she,
mother,
even
Didi
she said
Star.
it.
Same with your
Yep.
mother.
'Cause she can't go back because it'll be worse the next time, and that's the fear. Like, um, sometimes I know he's doing things at home with her, but she don't want us to know, so she won't always tell us. But I know he's over there. He more than not, he's having a bad day. You know, she can't say anything. You know, she if she says, and my mom is not a docile woman either. She can be pretty strong in her words and the way she talks to people. So I know just about how she's saying things to him, which gets him all upset. So it's a lot.
Triggered. They have triggers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they have
have triggers. And like I said, my grandfather had convinced him anyway of a lot of different things about her. So he's angry with her as well. So you have both of those things going on. So that's why I've always, and I don't know how my other siblings feel so much, but I try to voice this a lot to them that it scares me that, and I'm like I said, I'm the oldest, so I'm used to handling everything, and I'm the one that mostly everybody come to about everything. So in my mind, it's out of my control to try to help her, because if she will not let him go, what can I do? That's why I'm always calling and checking on her and trying to see, but she doesn't always want to tell us, everything.
And
That's
it's
because
not much that you can do except what Aunt Debbie said, and is get the
Yeah,
police involved.
yeah.
If you have to call the police and send them over there for a wellness check,
Mm-hmm.
and
you
get your
know.
other siblings involved. I know he's
Right.
one, and you say you got six. Y'all could come together, the four of y'all, and y'all can talk about it, discuss it, not in front of him, and then, invite your mother in and let her know we doing this for your help as well. And if we really love him, this is what we need to do so he can be better. See, y'all got to educate her because people that's old school, they don't understand mental health. They just go along.
They
And
sure
plus, she's
don't.
frightened.
Yeah, yeah. I
She's
mean, we
scared
all
of
try to
him
talk
and
to
for
her.
him.
Right. I think it's
Yeah,
more for him that she doesn't want anything. I think she feels if she puts him out on the street, she'll feel guilty if something happens to him. Because
I
that's
think
kind of why he came into her house in the first place. Because it's so much, y'all. Seriously,
I,
this been
I
going on for
understand
so
that
long.
DD style,
And
but if
she won't listen. Like, you really, we have talked to her to
That's the same way my mom was.
they won't listen. And then I only have one sibling that lives other than him. All the rest of us are out of town. So that's the other thing. Well, I have two siblings that live in town, and three of us are out of town, three of us in town. So my sister, she said she's done. She can't do it anymore because my mom won't listen. That's the thing that gets really difficult for us, because we're having these conversations, but she's determined to do it her way. She det- I
yeah,
got text messages where she's showing me notes she's writing him to get him out of her house. And then that time passes, and I'm like, well, why you didn't do anything? Well, they told me I need to evict him. Okay, why didn't you do that? She won't do it. She won't do it.
Well, I mean, it's gonna come to a point because my mother was the same way. She would not listen. She would not listen. I kept telling her, Mom, I don't trust him there. I don't trust you alone with him. Her thing was, God got me. The Holy Spirit told me to do this and do that. I'm like, okay. But at the end of the day, it could have been worse. You know, after it happened, she finally it finally dawned on her that we were telling her the right thing. It finally dawned on her because it could have been worse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you live and obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yep.
For that all the time. And I'm not even, I personally am not a Bible believer, but I believe that is some good things in it. There's
Right.
some good there's some good word in there. And if you are a believer, you need to be obedient.
Yeah.
But you and putting self into it is not going to come out right because a lot of things that I just look at things with discernment. I'm like, I know the Holy Spirit ain't told you to do everything that you was doing. Like
Mhm.
just just letting him not have no accountability. You know that he's supposed to, be medicated. You know that um he's doing like he's self-medicating. Because when he was at my brother's house,
Mm-hmm.
brother's like he's smoking, he goes and gets drinks and stuff like that, and you are not holding him accountable.
Yep. Because they're gonna do
And
that. They're gonna do
Yep.
yes,
that too. That's
going
like that's a part of it as well.
and you're not being responsible. And I kept telling her, when you have somebody like that around you, you have to be responsible. You have to hold them accountable. That's why he couldn't continue to stay with me because he wouldn't accept accountability.
Yes.
If I can't give you your medication, then I can't be accountable for you. I can't be responsible for you in my house
That's right.
with your younger brother. We can't do that.
Mm.
So
And I'm
you
gonna tell
got
you
to
something. The street drugs makes the mental illness even worse.
worse.
Yes.
Hmm.
And that's what he works a little bitty job, but he makes sure he buy his stuff. He's on that. He smoke marijuana, but he makes sure he buys it all the time. And he used to not, he's so bold now that he brings it into the house where my mom just told us this not too long ago. She caught him with it in her house and she doesn't, she never wanted that in her house. So he's so disrespectful to her. It doesn't matter what she say.
And
You know,
she's not holding him accountable.
she's not holding him
Right.
accountable. Yeah. I'm agreeing. I'm telling you, this is it's one of those conversations I don't have much with people because it's very frustrating on my end because I keep talking and talking and trying to rally. I'm the one rallying everybody together. Hey, we need to do something or whatever. And some of my siblings take it seriously. Some of them are just done because they feel like she's not going to change and she's not going to hold him accountable or anything. And then I got a few siblings that's just like, I got my own problems. I don't have time to worry about that. So, it's all over the board. And I had to kind of let go a little bit because it was frustrating me, really. I was getting really frustrated. So, we will continue this conversation and I'll give y'all an update. I hope that everything, works out and we can get that to happen one day. But I mean, the only time I can really call the police is if I really know something is happening. Other than that, she's not going to let me know because that's what she's worried about now. It's craziness. But
Well, she's gonna worry herself into some more problems if she don't.
Mm-hmm.
because,
Definitely.
like Aunt Debbie said, really, that's really the only option that she has, getting the police involved. Because that was the only option that, with my mother, him doing that, and then the police having to come and get him.
Right.
And
And
you
that's
don't
not the
want to
lesson.
wait. You don't want to wait. God forbid anything happen to your mom, but you don't
I
want to
know.
wait
Right.
till what happened to like Bad Apple's mom happened to your mom.
Yes.
Cause what if your mom, God forbid anything happened to her? What if she's not there? Then where will he go?
He'll be on the street probably because I know none of my siblings will take him. I'm telling you, I know they won't, and I can't deal with him. I mean, my husband, he doesn't really go at my husband like that, but they have got into some little, you know, loud voices raising because he won't stop. You know, you trying to talk to him and he gets elevated and he will not stop. So you have to kind of get loud with him or, you know, say stuff to him to let him know you're not backing down. But I can't have that in my house like that. I need my peace. I got
Well,
PTSD. I can't get triggered in that way.
I
So,
understand that. So if he's
you
on
know,
the
in my
street,
way, he can't come here.
right? I understand what you're saying. What I'm trying to get you to see, if he's on the street, people on the street, they don't care nothing about no mental illness, and they don't care about people. Then he's at the mercy of
That's
them.
true. That's
Right.
true.
And most likely, if he ends up on the street for any significant amount of time, the ultimate place he gonna end up is jail.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I
true.
mean, it's just a matter of time.
Right. And people are people, they hurt you for free. And
Right.
you argue with them, they don't care nothing about taking your life. That's why I say get the police involved. Let your mother, she need to get counseling too. She needs to talk to
Yes.
someone that she can tell about this so they can help her as well as help him.
Yes, that's true. I agree with everything. And I'll do this. I will really put forth the effort again to try to have a conversation with her again, as well as my siblings, because I think about it all the time. Like it's really weird that we having this conversation because I didn't even know it was going to go into that. But this is something that bothers me a lot because, like I said, I'm away. I'm a whole state away, and I'm just like worried that anything can happen to her because it's just him and her at the house. So one of my sisters live like not even a mile from her, but she has, you know, her own situation. And that's the one that told me, she was like, I'm tired of it. I can't do it no more. I just can't do it. She was like, it's too much. Because she's been over there at times when he's gotten into his way and, you know, he's screaming and yelling. And I've even came up and spent the night and I said, I can't stay over here because I can't argue with him all night. I got to go to sleep. This is ridiculous. I mean, he's mad about anything, you know. So yeah, we
And if
gonna we
you
gonna.
could take it for one night, imagine what your mother go through every night.
That's what I think about. And she's getting older. She's 70. She getting older.
Right.
She's getting up. She's getting up there, and her health
But
is not
she's
as good.
choosing to go through that. That's the problem.
That's the thing. It's like if I do, I'm telling you, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna be honest. If I intervene in that, not I'm gonna say 8 out of 10, she gonna turn on me. I'm just telling you. I'm just being honest. I don't understand it, but that's just the reality of what it is. Because, like I said, before she moved him in, that was what I told her. I said, do not let him come to your house. You can do anything, you can help him in other ways, Do not let him come in your house. What happened? She let him move in anyway. And she's been upset about it ever since, but she can't get rid of him. And then she'll go back and forth. One minute, oh, he got to go. Next minute, she's fine. Because I don't think she wants to be alone either. So you got that part of it. It's a whole look. We'll be on here all night. We'll be on here all night. But yeah, seriously, this is what it is, and we're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna discuss this again, and we're gonna do some updating because I want to find out about your mom, Bad Apple. Make sure she's healing and everything, and
Yes,
I'll
bad
let you
apple.
know
Keep us
about mine
informed about
too.
your mom. Yeah, and I'm praying
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
both of y'all
Be over
mothers and
there
families.
tomorrow.
thank you.
Just
I'm
know
doing
that I'm
the
praying.
same. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
I appreciate it. For everybody who's been hanging out with us in the chat, I do appreciate you. We've had some. I'm losing my voice, y'all. It's crazy, but Aunt Debbie, she is a content creator. Please go to her channel. She talks about the 12 steps of alcoholism, alcoholic, Alcoholics Anonymous. But like she said before, those 12 steps could be used in everyday life. Bad Apple, are you starting your channel? We waiting on
Whew.
that still. Okay, we'll get back to that. We'll get back
I'm
to that.
just,
But you'll see.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. I'm still preparing myself to start.
Okay, it's no
I don't
rush.
know what I want to
But
talk about
we'll
for
see
real.
you. We're gonna see you on the YouTube streets. You always popping up and giving good
Yeah.
commentary on everybody's channel. So even if you don't start right now, we still will look for you. We had kicking it with Courtney in here earlier. I don't know if she's still in the bushes, but she has a channel. So you can and I'll put
Yeah.
everybody's links in my description once I finish the video. Braylon, he's also a content creator. He was in here. I don't know if he's still here, but if you haven't, subscribed to him, please, everybody, before I totally lose my voice. I don't know how it sounds to y'all, but I feel like it's scratchy and sounding hoarse. But please, everybody, hit the like button on your way out. Thank you all for coming because I really did not know who was going to be here. I just knew I needed to go live. So you have made my day, my night, and my weekend. For those of you who are going on to Silver's tomorrow, I'll see you in the chat because she have an all night party on Saturdays. So go subscribe to her. She'll come on YouTube first and then go to her Patreon. Other than that, my child is still awake. I got to put her in the bed. She's standing over here looking at me crazy. So I'm going to tell y'all good night. Well, good morning because now it's 12 in my time. And I'm sure everybody else is, if you
Yeah,
hour,
it's 12:17. My
yeah,
Yes,
it's
God.
12.
12:15.
Other people's is 1. But I do have some content coming up next week. I've been slacking this week, but next week I have a lot of content coming. And Debbie's going live on Monday. And I promise y'all, I am so appreciative. Thank you so much. But I have to let you know, you are here on Love Seeing Her channel. If you haven't felt love today, I hope you feel love now when you leave. Also, make sure the people around you feel loved. If there's people that you know that feel invisible in your life, please make sure that they're seen. Make sure you notice the little things about people. It can change somebody's life, seriously. And also, there's a lot of lonely people who have no one to talk to and no one here can hear them. Not just hear them literally, but hear them with whatever they're going through on the inside. So please make sure that you allow your family members, your friends, and sometimes even strangers know that you hear them. My name is Dee Dee Star. It's been a wonderful night, and I hope all of you all have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all in these YouTube streets. I'm going to go ahead and drop down everybody and start my outro. Is there anything y'all want to say before we go?
Thank you, Dee Dee. And
Oh, thank you.
I'm wishing you all the best. I'm sending you love and light to your situation, and just keep us posted on how it goes.
You do the same. And hey, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, thank you so much for sharing. Cause I didn't know that, but we have something in common. We have more than that in common, I know, but that's something that's really
Yeah.
I have not even talked about. So I appreciate you bringing that up. So thank you, and you have a good rest of the
All
weekend.
right.
I'll
You
be seeing
too.
you. We're
See
gonna
you
talk.
tomorrow.
All right. See you
Yeah.
tomorrow. Good night, everybody.